everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Beard Truth, long-form discussions. We got Mike from Magic City. We got Scott, beard product reviewer, and Waltamus Prime back again. How you guys doing? What you been up to today?
Not much, man. Worked most of the day, and it's Friday, so I'm excited for the weekend for sure. Super Bowl weekend. So.
Yep. Oh, facts, true.
Who are you taking in the Super Bowl, Mike?
I don't know, man. I can't root for Tom Brady. I just can't.
Fair.
I know that
it
bites
didn't
me
like
all
it
the
when he
time.
played for the Patriots.
He wins too much. It's just too much.
Yeah,
we gotta change it up.
Yeah,
It's kind of unfair, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing with Tom Brady. It's like you either love him or you just hope that he loses all the time.
I mean, I grew up down here in South Florida, and you can't.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair.
Not even a Dolphins fan, but you can't like Tom Brady if you live here. You just can't.
Yeah. Same.
It's against the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
Same.
yeah, I honestly didn't even know who was even in the Super Bowl this year because I haven't really watched much. So I should have looked up. But you can't bet against Tom Brady, but it'd be cool to see somebody besides Tom Brady win.
Yeah, I mean, it's God. The guy moves teams, goes to Tampa Bay, and then he's still going to the Super Bowl. It's just
Honestly, it's the same thing as LeBron James, right?
Yeah.
Like you just either love him or you just absolutely you just don't like him. Because he's just killing it. Like,
yeah.
oh,
And here's
he's
the
so
kicker,
annoying.
he moves, and there's not even a lull. It's just it goes from kicking
Right away.
ass to the Patriots to going to Tampa and kicking ass. So it's like,
Yep. It's so true. Oh man.
It's not fair, man.
Yeah.
Makes you wish you had that ability to take who in sports, like apart from there's only a few people in sports that have just been a single dominant player and have just moved a team. Think of Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, for hockey. There's probably a few others that we can all mention, but then you look at all the other sports. It's just awesome. It's just one guy that can just take a team.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Just every once in a while, it's just a freak, super athlete that just no matter what, no matter where they're at, it's just every time it's just wins.
I mean,
the Ball brothers, man.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, so let's kind of move on from there. Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about the origins of Magic City?
Sure, man. Yeah. So Magic City it happened by mistake.
I love how we all just grab all our stuff.
Hold on. I got some.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Magic City happened completely by mistake. I mean, you can thank COVID for Magic City.
Okay.
We're just kind of home all the time, so looking for some kind of creative outlet and something to do. I had been getting into growing out my beard, and it just kind of took off. I happened to find ostrich oil, and once I tried it, I was like, oh man, this stuff is awesome. So my wife said, hey, you want to sell it? Let's just do it. Why not?
That's awesome.
We said we're gonna do it.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
It's kind of fun how it just kind of organically works out that way. Just especially out of the company owners that I've talked to on that just started in 2020. It's they're just at home. They're got to do something. May as well.
Yeah, bottles.
Got to find something to keep us sane,
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. You can spot a Magic City bottle from 50 feet away.
100%.
Yeah, seriously.
We actually did spot it from 50.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. We're looking for bottles and just looking all over the place, man. My wife is trekking the internet through all the vendors in the world looking for some kind of bottle to put this in. And this person sends us a picture where they're holding, a bottle, a clear bottle, and behind it was a bottle in this color, way in the back.
Yeah.
We see it and we're like, no, put that down. Pick up the one way back there.
Yeah.
That's the one. We want to order it right now.
Yeah,
that is awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, that was the first thing. That was the first thing that drew me to you guys was the bottles. Like,
for sure.
And I honestly, I don't think you guys just came up like on Instagram. I have no idea how. It just came up on Instagram, and I was just blown away. I was like, oh, those look so cool, and that looks so good on the shelf.
Facts.
It does.
Yeah, and especially like now that there's so many like small batch beard companies out there, like you have to figure out some angle that makes you stand out. And Magic City definitely has that for sure. Between the bottles, like we were saying, and the website, the whole branding, and the orange, and all the colors, and definitely does a great job with standing out for sure.
It just matches that Miami vibe.
Totally.
That neon, that neon bright, just South Beach lot like type of stuff going on, you know.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's
look
really
at Mike's even got the neon light in the background. He's got he's got his little lights there too. I love it.
I'll be ready to go to sleep, and I gotta remember to turn off the neon kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, no, I feel that. I have so many lights in my studio as well. So it's just gotta make sure you turn them all off.
You can go down the rabbit hole for sure with you start getting into buying like a one light, and then you're like, let me just get another one, and you can look at it, you're just like, okay, where am I gonna put all these things?
Totally.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was talking to you, Mike, recently, like just about like I think it was after your stream with Josh from Embrace the Beard Life, and like then I was like on Amazon looking through neon signs, and like, oh, there's some, I want this and I want this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a good looking setup for sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I had to figure out somewhere to put the hats. They were just kind of thrown everywhere. So
how many hats do you have on your wall right now?
That's
actually how
20.
many hats does everyone own here? That's a real good question.
That's 20. Yeah, there's 20 up there now. I got a couple more that I still got to get more hangers for. Ran out of hangers.
Yep. I think
I'm just putting nails in the wall, like little tacks, and just put them on.
I started with that, but they kept falling, man.
Yep.
Honestly, I said the same thing to my wife. Like, I was just asking her, like, can I just get like the hooks? And he's like, well, no, you're gonna see like the little like because they're not like distinct, right? But like you'll like see them, and I'm like
tiny. They're like hold on, it's like a cardboard with like a little thing on top. They sell them on that.
Oh, that's fancy.
It keeps the shape of the hat. You know,
that's next level.
Okay.
Yeah, because the ones I have these like 3M like metal hooks. You just kind of stick on the wall, and then it just kind of hangs. But that's a way better idea. Like,
dude, send me the link. Send me the Amazon link to that.
Yeah, I need that. That's awesome. Sure. Yeah, I think I'm at probably close to 30 hats, if not more. I've had a lot of hats for a while, and like. It's funny. I used to like work at a summer camp up north, like, and I'd bring up all my hats and then hang them like in the cabin, and it was always like a big like conversation starter when like parents would bring their kids up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize how many you have until you start like putting them up and just kind of thrown everywhere. You're like, I don't have many.
Yeah.
So true.
I sat there I was sitting here, I was just like looking at the wall, and I was like, I have a hat for every day of the week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
For sure.
That's amazing.
And like, and not even just like every day of the week, it's like every day for like a month. Like,
yeah.
Like, wow. That piled up real quick.
Oh, way about beard oil.
Facts.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that.
I'm just like okay.
Like the worst thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so funny trying to start off your morning, and I honestly think I would say this to you, Jordan, last time I was on here, being like, you have to constantly go back and forth and being like, what one am I gonna try today?
Yep.
You know, like. It's always you just gotta go back and forth, just try out every single one. You're like, ooh, I'm gonna try this one today, or like, oh, I can't decide.
It's so true. Yeah, I think because recently I like just made my own beard oils just for fun. And so I've been testing those out for most of the week, besides today. And I think this is the first week that I've worn the same beard products 2 days in a row in like a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, my wife laughs at me all the time. I'll be sitting in front of the shelf. What am I gonna wear? And most of the time, it's just like, you know, my own stuff, and I'm still sitting there. What do I want to wear today?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, do I want ostrich oil or emu oil?
Yeah.
Sometimes it usually for me it's by scents. I'm like, do I feel like something like fruity, or do I want some wood scent, or maybe a cologne scent? You know?
Yeah.
I wish I had them organized that way, though. Now that you said it.
Yeah.
True. That's actually a good way.
Everywhere.
Like my shelf is not organized. I don't like every time I have I do the review, I'm like, oh man, I gotta make sure like I either comment on that, like they're just there. Like I just put them wherever. Like should go like color distinction or something.
Oh my goodness.
It would be impressive to set them up by profile.
Yeah, there you go.
It might make the decision harder though.
True.
Yeah.
Except
I think it would actually. I think it would.
Yeah, because you'd have to like figure out a way to kind of group them, because there's so many like even the 3 scents I have from Magic City, like that's 3 totally different scent profiles. Like how are you gonna like, would you have to group them like by company, or like it'd be interesting, but not easy.
No. What is everyone's go-to scent right now?
In general, or Magic City?
Just in general, like if you're you're looking for like the pick me up kind of like this is like my number one scent that I want to go.
5 minutes to get out the door. What do you grab?
Yeah. Exactly. You got 5 minutes to get out the door. Kids are screaming or like you're late for something. What is that oil that you're putting in?
Ooh. Yeah, Mike, why don't you go first? Lead us off.
I mean, for me, that's an easy one, man. I mean, I wear this almost every day.
Fire.
The Key West.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, it would be like Key West or Salty Vibes, or like one of those lime type of. I don't know. I like lime. It just works for me.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
So probably either Key West or Salty Vibes in that area.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man.
I feel stupid. I was the one who asked the question. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
That's why I asked Mike to go first, because that's why I have time to think.
I like cologne scents, honestly.
Okay.
Like if I'm in like I gotta get going, like it's like I like the cologne scent. That's why I think like like the Key West, right? Like that was the one that I think I was mentioning that has like that kind of cologne like presence to it, or like the there's a few others that I've really grown to liking, like Detroit Groomings. Like, I think I'm using the 313.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. That one is so good. Like, oh my word, that's so good. So like, there's, it does have the hint of vanilla. That's what it is. I'm trying to pinpoint that. I was like, what is that? Like, but it's just that sweet scent. I like those, man. Like that's right up my alley for sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think so. I've been testing a lot of Magic City recently, going through them a lot. And then also UK company called Beard Tings. I have their whole lineup, and that's definitely one of my go-tos for sure. And then I'll also throw in like sprinkle in stuff like Salty Vibes from Bearded Coast, and like Forbidden Forest from Creme de Dertha. And then I just got two whips and 2 oils from Weatherbeard in today, so I'm gonna be.
Are you liking them? Do you like the Sweet Ember one?
I really like it. It's like it's smooth and like.
Yeah, I gotta pick some of that up. I haven't tried Corey's stuff yet.
So
you would like it, Mike. You honestly would. Yeah, like I think you'd really.
But
I would wait for the relaunch.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, hang on a little longer, and then because he's going to be doing a pretty significant rebrand soon, and like relaunch and new carriers and all tons of epic stuff. But yeah, really. So I'm definitely looking forward to testing that out. Then it's
guys, but there's just so many, man.
I know. I think Scott and I talked about this the last time we were on. Like, I have just like an ever-growing list, and like every time I get on a podcast with someone, my list grows.
I have like my list of that I like, but then I have the list of like the company owners that I also know personally, that I talk to and message, you know, and that for me, that when I know the company owner and I could talk to him and we can talk about shit and just chop it up, even if it's not beard related, you know, we can talk about food, movies, whatever, you know, those are the type of guys that I kind of, it adds value to the beard oil. Yeah, it's like I'm not only using this beard oil, but it's also my buddy's beard oil that he made, you know? Totally. So it's kind of a cool thing to have. You don't have that in most stuff. I don't know who makes Nike.
I got his book. I got the Shoe Dog book here. So
there you go. Okay.
Yeah. That's a good book, man. I don't know if you've ever read Shoe Dog. It's actually like really.
I think my dad has it.
Yeah. It's a great book. Great book.
Yeah, it's like, you know, kind of going back to Walt's point about like also having that connection with certain company owners. Like I feel like with for me, like with Andy, the owner of Beard Tings out in the UK, because like him and I have talked like every day or every couple of days since like August, and then it's like by the time he launched in November, like we'd already had like 3 months of talking like consistently. In fact, like we were just on Instagram video chat today, and he did want me to tell you, Mike, he really likes the bottles that you have your beard oils in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that, you're getting recognized in the UK.
These bottles aren't too shabby themselves. His bottles are nice too.
Yeah, facts. Both of you guys really have presentation.
That gold, yeah, man. That gold looks awesome.
What is this company called? It's called Beard Tings.
Yeah, Beard Tings. Yeah, I'll pull up the website here.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet either, but definitely, I had actually the first time I saw them was Jordan sent me a picture, and I was like, oh, those are nice.
Oh yeah, these are the guys that have like it's like a gold bottle, but it's like the it's like that gold knuckle around the
presentation. Cool. You know, and this is the thing. People aren't just buying beard oil to buy beard oil. Now they get beard oil because they want to display it. Another company that does it really well is Black Rebel.
Facts.
Black Rebel does an amazing job at displaying their labels. You know, I mean, the skulls and the reflectiveness.
Yeah, those new labels are looking really good, man, for sure.
Yeah, I think you're totally right, Walt. Like it really comes down to just like presentation is such a key thing, right? Like, and you need that. Like, you need a good presentation. Yeah, like that's super cool. I like those.
Yeah, those are nice.
But that's the thing. It's like most of the time it's like, you're going to be using this stuff like on a day-to-day basis for sure. But also too, it's like the graphics, right? Like everything. Like I've always wanted to try Fable.
Ooh, Fable's
just
nice.
Because because like the logos and everything else are so cool, right? But like it's like even like Scott from Bearded Coast. Like I've wanted to try his stuff for a while, but it's hard because you're like Jordan and I talk about all the time. It's this freaking exchange rate between the border. Them duties, man, they kill you.
Facts.
Hopefully,
he's coming hot, man, for sure.
Yeah, I had to pay. I think it was $28 to get my my Weatherbeard stuff in, like on top of what I paid for the products themselves. I'm like, I like Canada, but I also hate like wanting to buy American beard products or like UK beard products.
What's it like for you guys in the States? Like, because again, like we're talking about this being like that's like the bigger. I think Mike, you and I were talking about this, and Walt, like this is actually our first, I think, conversation we're having with each other. So glad to actually have a conversation with you.
Absolutely.
But like, we were talking about this before, where it's like the exchange rate, like that's something that like it really is a make or break for somebody on this side to be like, well, I would love to buy this stuff, but I can't justify paying like double just for. And it's not because you guys aren't worth it. It's just
oh no,
that's a lot of money just to throw. But like, but what's it like? What's it like in the States? Like, is there anything? I guess there's no shipping or anything, right? Like,
well, shipment's not much. I mean, you can get something shipped from. I can get something shipped from Scott over in California, and it'd be what, $5?
$5,
yeah,
$5.
Like that. Meanwhile, you get a beard oil. Jordan gets a beard oil from Black Rebel, and it's $30 for the bottle, and then $20 for shipping, and he's paying $50 for a beard oil.
Yeah, just for like one, and it's like, was it worth it? You're like,
and then if I order Black Rebel for me it's free shipping. Because I'm in the States.
Yeah, if I was like, because I got Sasquatch for review from Black Rebel, but if I like because I do want to try their other stuff, so I'll probably try a bundle. Like, yeah, it's gonna cost more money for like the products, but with the shipping cost, it's gonna be way more cost effective than just trying another oil. Like
the thing is too that I mean UPS is taking like a giant cut, man. It's crazy.
Okay.
Like,
oh
like
my
brokerage fee. It's just wild. I'm like, how do you people do this?
These people have screwed me over twice, man. I got product from Beard Octane, which that was a nightmare and a half. Like, if
so
UPS
slow.
if UPS ever comes across this podcast and they hear me say this, they can.
DHL saw one of my memes.
Worst customer service I have ever dealt with. I paid for like the 2-day shipping, right? And again, I get it, COVID, it sucks, right? Like everything is what it is right now. But my package didn't arrive for like probably like, well, I think honestly it was almost like a week and a half. Like I was like the roof, like, because again, you paid so much extra money, and then like on top of that, you're gonna pay us this brokerage fee, and you're like, oh no, that's not happening. And then Mike, when you said
wild though is that here in the United States, like ask Walt, UPS is like the gold standard.
Yeah.
UPS, they're expecting it to get there fast. Like US, all right, you're gonna wait maybe 2-3 weeks.
USPS,
but UPS here, oh man, it's gold standard. Like they don't.
Sure. UPS, and only other one that comes close to UPS is Amazon. I'm telling you, if you got Amazon Prime I order something, you better believe in 2 days they're getting it.
Easily.
Don't they have in the States? It's like the same day shipping.
Oh, for sure.
They don't have that. They don't have that here. I know they don't because I
can order deodorant.
Like 3-day shipping. You're like, oh, okay.
Yes, that must be like more region specific because I can get one day shipping where I am in Ontario. But yeah, it's shipping is weird.
There's an option. I could order like deodorant right now, and it'll be on my doorstep before 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
which is insane. Like it's absolutely insane.
So there's actually a thing on YouTube that you can watch, and it's like basically like a day in the life of an Amazon driver. Yeah, and then honestly, like all I can think about is like these people are geniuses. Like the way that they have constructed all this, it is just pure genius. Like I feel so bad for the guy or the girl that brings like their Volkswagen, like or like their tiny like little like compact car to this thing, just trying to make money. And it's like you have like 50 packages you have to deliver. It's like that's not happening.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's awesome though, having that type of convenience. But it's also it gives people an unrealistic expectations of what we get when we purchase from companies. Like I order something and I don't see something happening for a couple of days, and then I'm going to be calling Mike and saying, "Where's my package?"
Yep.
All Mike has done is he's put it in the mail and he sent it off its way. After that, all he can do is cross his fingers and hope the fuck it gets to where it needs to be. Because I mean, what else can he do? Is he going to go knock down on USPS's door and try and see what's going on?
Yeah. Honestly, that was like the worst thing I feel like for everyone like in the Christmas holidays and stuff, right? Like just the amount of people like Mike and the rest of the gang just like always like everyone had to post something about like expect delays, like like this is happening. I'm like, I can't believe so many people are freaking out at owners for their package, and it's like you do know that they are not the ones driving the truck, right?
It's crazy.
They're not the milkman. Like
once they ship it out, it's out of their hands.
It's gone. Like
like all I can do is ask for a tracking number, and if I don't have one, I'll ask for a tracking number after a couple of days or maybe a week, and then if it's just sitting wherever it is, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is just wait. They
were doing some wild things, man. In December, some packages would never get scanned. They would just show up at the door and then just they would show, label created to deliver. another package like, going to like Alabama, ended up in Puerto Rico somehow. So I got an email.
Oh,
how did this happen?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Ow.
It is the weirdest thing. I remember I was ordering merch for my youth group, and like where Jordan and I are located is like Southern Ontario, so like right near Toronto. So this place that I was ordering stuff is this place called Barrie.
Yep.
And anyway, so like they're like, I don't know, like maybe like 45 minutes away from Toronto. Anyway, so I ordered my stuff, and we're about maybe from Barrie, I think we're about like an hour and a bit here.
Yeah, hour and a bit.
Anyways, yeah, something like that. Anyways, they went from like here, they went down to Toronto, they went all the way up to like, I think I'm pretty certain they went to Alberta. I have no idea. I don't know if that's like where the warehouse is. I have no idea. It went all the way there, and then it came all the way back, and then it came to me. I'm like, I could have drove. I could have drove,
exactly.
picked it up, and I could have been fine. Like,
oh man.
And think about the amount of like money just spending they're wasting on like just shooting stuff around and not going to the right place.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I don't know.
I feel, especially with like the big companies like UPS and USPS and that kind of thing, you would think, considering they like neither of those companies are new, so you think by this point they would have like an efficient system that just gets it from point A to point B, no craziness. Like I'm just pulling up a screenshot here that I have from my Weatherbeard stuff, and it's like it literally went all over the place. Yeah, hold up.
Oh yeah, I mean, but those operations are just insane, man. Like I can't even imagine that scale.
I couldn't even imagine trying to organize all that. You know, like I would feel terrible like working at UPS or any of these places. Like people who call us just because they're so mad, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do for you. So I'm so sorry.
So this is a screen recording of everywhere that it went. So it started in Lima, Ohio, and then bounced around in Chicago.
Around everywhere.
Then went all the way down this way into Canada, and then bounced up this way in Montreal.
Where is that?
So it was in Montreal.
BC?
I think it was
like a tiny outpost in the middle of nowhere.
Just a little single engine airplane just kind of putting along.
Yeah, and then got stuck in Montreal for a few days.
Package.
Jordan, you better enjoy this one.
It was like wild.
Like one of those little airboats, that land on the water.
Yep.
Pontoon boats. Oh
yeah.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I've talked to a couple different company owners about like international shipping, but like Mike, when you're shipping stuff internationally, is it like a big like extra process, or have you just kind of like, do you have it down to it's like a steady process?
I mean, it's just adding in the invoice or whatever. That's all really it is.
Okay, cool.
What we've experienced so far. I mean, usually most of our orders are USPS for the States.
Yeah.
So when it's UPS, we got an extra trip, but they're not far anyway, so it's no big deal.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
USPS.
I'll tell you what though, I like triple pack anything going far away.
Good call.
Something's going to Canada. It's getting triple bubble wrapped.
Yeah. I did notice that.
I'm pretty certain, Mike. You and I are talking about this. I'm pretty certain they had that in like a fridge or something. Like it had on the label. I don't know if they had this on for you, but it said like must be refrigerated.
I don't remember.
Something on I can't remember our conversation.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, I sent you a photo. I think of it.
I got the box here. Hold up.
Yeah, and it was just like must keep refrigerated. I'm like, pardon? Like, do I have to do this
in the winter? I'm
refrigerated. Mustard oil, right? Like again, I'm new to all that, so I'm like, well, I have to keep this in the fridge. Like, I just want to put it here and go.
Wow. Like. It's
funny.
In Canada. It's you live in the fridge,
Exactly. Is it outside? Yes, it's refrigerated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't say that on mine.
Well, just so you know, it just started to snow here, like just a little while. Like it is the weirdest. It is the weirdest. The way like Canada, like in general, how our weather is that we have 4 different seasons, right? And technically we have a 5th, and it's called construction. But like the because every city you go to, something's
So
always
true.
under construction. But
Friggin' Toronto.
like, so the 4 seasons that we have, like Calgary, for example, like out west, they will get just hit with snow probably in like maybe September. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. Like they just get snowed on.
Yep.
And then it's the same thing for Saskatchewan. But you go to British Columbia, it's basically like the California of Canada, except it just rains all. It just rains all the time. But here, it's the weirdest thing because it's like super humid, and then when it actually snows, like it's not until like sometime in like January, and then all of a sudden we just get dumped on.
Yeah.
And then everywhere else is kind of like, don't go to Newfoundland or go to like the East Coast in the wintertime. It's not fun.
Yeah,
like,
well, even
16 feet of snow.
Yeah.
On a good day.
Yeah. No. Well,
it's terrible.
Yeah, a couple years ago, in between when I graduated grade 12 and when I started college, I worked up north in a little small town called Muskoka, and at a summer camp, and we had snow November 1st until probably April.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a lot of snow.
Yeah, I was not happy.
The bearded beanie sent me a picture of his truck, and it was covered in snow. So I just took a picture outside in Florida.
Palm tree,
sun shining. Turtles are basking on the side of a lake.
I'm pretty sure that's what Dave from Beer Motivation posted a video. Just like, you just gotta enjoy every day, you know. And
I saw that. Yeah, in the story.
I was gonna send the same. I was gonna send the same video and be like, oh yeah, like it's just a real beaut. Like love it. Like,
he's my barber, so.
Is he?
Yeah. He cuts my hair, man. He's a cool dude, man. He's very positive.
Dude, his fingers even fit in scissors. Like he just looks like a very large man.
Dude,
like,
he's huge.
He just looks like a silverback. He just looks like built like a gorilla.
He's built like a linebacker. So you have this linebacker dude just kind of sanding over you, but he is primo with the scissors, man. He knows what he's doing when it comes to cutting.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Cool. Yeah.
You see, I feel like he'd just be like the type of barber that you would just love to go and hang out with. Like,
exactly. When I go there, we talk about anything and everything, man. We just hang out.
Yeah.
We talk about the community, and then also we talk about like working out, and just life in general.
Yeah.
You know. So
yeah,
cool. Really
I'm gonna get out to Florida at some point, and Dave's gonna cut my hair. It's gonna happen.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. It'd be so much fun.
I want to go to
keep going south, you know.
Yeah.
I hit Miami too.
100%.
There you go.
Yeah. Like I want to do a whole like U.S. tour at some point. Just like rent a van or something, and just travel across the U.S. Because like I actually had an idea for I think when Waltamus was on the first time, we were talking about like going all over the U.S. and like ordering different products, and then unboxing them in the place where the company like actually like is like headquartered. So like going to Miami and like sitting on a beach somewhere, like unboxing Magic City stuff, and like so I want that's a long-term content goal of mine, is just document the whole thing and do unboxings and talk to owners in person and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Be the first thing. I don't think anyone's ever done that. So at least for like beard review stuff, like there's tons of people doing all that kind of like traveling, but I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
Yeah. No,
that'd be sick.
Yeah,
are you able to get any CBD up there for y'all's beard products, or no CBD?
I'm pretty sure CBD is like we have. I don't know if we have companies that are doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Not Canadian companies.
Yeah.
No, but I'm pretty sure it would be, because everything like it's legal up here, right? Like obviously like you have to have like prescriptions and stuff like that, and actually have like not just like a no from your doctor, but like it's not like there's shops everywhere in like there's even one in the town that I'm living in, like 33,000 people. It's tiny, right?
Yeah.
They've got one now, and you're just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I could walk down the street like 10 minutes from me and see 4 different stores like selling cannabis. It's crazy.
You can't get some shipped up from you for beard oil that has CBD in it, which is really weird.
Nah. Yeah, like I looked like Walt and I looked into this recently. Because I've heard good things about the Fable CBD line.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good for sure.
So I went to like look. Yeah. So I went to look at. I think the grower was the one that I was looking at. And I went to go check out just to like see like what the shipping would be and all that, and it wouldn't even ship to Canada. And I'm like, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a restriction or something that's in place.
Yeah, it's probably an American thing because.
Yeah, it's interesting because hemp seed is totally fine up here.
Yep.
Right, like it's totally like I can't remember who it was. It was a company called Steezy Monkey. Yeah, okay. Steezy Monkey. And
that's an awesome name.
Victor's he's hilarious. He was so funny. I haven't heard back from when I did his review, so I hope he liked it. I gave him a good rating. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
But they have like hemp seed oil in there, and then I'm pretty sure I can't remember who else I'm just reviewing that has one. Oh yeah, it's from the Unruly Company from Alberta, Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
And they're using hemp seed oil in there. So it's interesting that CBD, but again, that's not my area that I focus on. So
yeah,
maybe something for someone to look into up there, right?
Yeah, totally.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if again, I don't know too much about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it would be something that will get Canada will somehow get that going. So
yeah, because it's got to be a U.S. restriction that it can't cross the borders that way. Just because the U.S. is so weird about cannabis laws and all that kind of thing. It's
well, I think also too it's not it's traveling, right? I think it's within your own your own borders that it's probably allowed.
Yeah.
But once you're shipping that from one country to another, then it just becomes more of a hassle probably for them. It's kind of it would probably be the same thing if when you're coming back from somewhere tropical or something, and did you bring anything back this and this?
Yeah.
It's probably the same reason why.
Yeah,
I would assume
Yeah, no, I've been looking into alternative ways to get Fable stuff to me.
Mike, have you thought about you doing CBD and a CBD line?
I haven't even thought about it, honestly. I mean, I know the restrictions are pretty wild, so that'd be, something that I love CBD products for sure. Fables is really, really good.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that new collab from Dan C yet, but I definitely want to.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that every company that has sold CBD is separate from their regular company. There's Peak CBD, which is different than,
line,
from Chesapeake. They even have their different websites, and same thing with Fable. There's
Fable
website.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah. So
I wonder if it's because they have to follow the restrictions for the CBD stuff, and then to follow that for the regular line probably doesn't make sense,
Right. Yeah. So I can imagine it being kind of cumbersome. Hopefully things will evolve and make it a little bit easier, but honestly, I love CBD and I love the way it makes my beard feel, but I also have plenty of other oils make my beard feel soft. And me and Jordan were talking about this. At where do we draw the line to where you can't get your beard any softer? So just adding extra stuff in there, you have a diminishing return. It's okay, I'm going to put CBD and ostrich oil and sea minerals and this and this and this.
That would be crazy.
You put it all in one beard, but it's still going to be just as soft if I just did CBD or if I just did ostrich oil.
Yeah.
So it's are those things really needed then? Because then you're going to be paying a whole lot of extra money when everything still makes your beard soft.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, when a company finds their niche, they have something that makes someone's beard soft and they can stick with it and continue to evolve in other ways. I think it's good without having to use hype,
I agree with that, Walt. I totally do, because I think you just have to, as we're all all three of us here are reviewers, but we've tried everything, right? Copper Johns has the mineral and that. For whatever reason, I'm that it's amazing. Yeah, it's a genius, absolute genius. But then Mike, for you, it's you've tapped into this ostrich oil, and awesome. is it a fad? Is it just a phase people are going through? It's I don't care, but it's working for you.
It works,
and that's your wheelhouse. And you just it's looking at a band, right? A band, if they change their sound, it totally, like, you lose so many like people,
yeah.
or like you have to convince people. But if you're like that person, like I love, like, I don't know if you guys listen to like hardcore music, right? But like I love like August Burns Red. They've been the same band since they've started. Right? Like that's just who they are. But they've been a band for over 20 years almost. I think it's almost 20. It's crazy. But it's like, you know what I mean? So like you find your thing and you just stick with it and you just crush it. Because like who else can even, like, it's like even look at like Detroit Grooming or something, right? Like they don't offer droppers like in their thing. And I remember I asked Mike, I'm like, why don't you do that? And he's just like, because they ruin, you know, the bottles or whatever. Like, but like,
I've heard that.
He's been this for like 15 years. And it's just like, but it's like they've grown, right? Like they've changed up their sense and stuff, but they've been the consistent, you know, company out there. And that's how they've just become what they are. It's the same thing as like Octane and Fable. Like they're just sticking with what they know. Yeah. And obviously they experiment, but like they have their thing. So whatever you're doing, like just
tapped into it,
roll with it. Yeah. Tap into it and just crush it. Like, cause it's hard, right? Like Walt, you're so right. Like if you try to hit every single category, you're just going to thin yourself out. And it's just it's not good.
Yeah. And then the quality of the products is going to suffer too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's a diminishing return. You're spending all this money to try and tap into all these different things. If you just stick with what your niche is and slowly expand within your realm, people appreciate that. You know, they don't see it.
I think it's definitely about, you know, learning every day and you know, taking feedback from customers and seeing what they like, what they don't like, right? And always evolving. But yeah, definitely I agree that, you know, you kind of stay in what your company's personality is, let's say, right?
Totally.
Yeah. This is kind of, you know, you want the brand to represent a certain thing. And, you know, you kind of always stick to that and never stray from that, you know, because I think you'll lose a lot of people, like you said, if you lose who you are, kind of thing.
Totally. Yeah. Even like, sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I was just gonna say, you know, like if Mike ever decides that he's gonna just go from being like orange labels, he's gonna go with white in the orange, you know, logo, like whatever. I'm just throwing ideas here, but like, you know, you might lose a lot of people, right? Because they might be like, that's not my bottle. I want the other one. It's just like, well, you know.
Or if, like, say for instance, he went from the Miami type of South Beach vibe and then went to like a woodsy looking bottle with like in the mountain range or something. Or
that would be so funny, but like also
or like rock and roll guitar guy, you know, it's gonna be like very off key to what we know as Magic City.
Like, what
you might lose some fans, you know.
Yeah. No,
that's probably why rebranding is so, it's a big step for companies, right? Because you are literally changing how you started, and people have grown to liking it so much. Like, let's just say, like Corey and I were talking about that, and just like, it's a big change, right? And it's like, you know, like when you're rebranding yourself, it's like, who is the company? It's like Epic Beards, not Epic Beards, but they changed to
Epic Beards. 8-bit.
Yeah. But like that's a total different shift, right? Like when you go from like this, like, because they had, you know, it's like the logo, everything else is kind of like, it's really hard to be distinct, right? Like with beard, anything, because like it's beards and either a glasses, toque, or a hat, right? Like it's kind of like, what's your logo going to be? But like they went from being like what they were, Epic Beards, to now going to like this whole other, like the video game Nintendo look, like, and it's super, super cool.
Oh, it is. Like, he's tapping into that nostalgia.
Exactly. But like but again, like that's a huge, that's a big gap, right? Of the two different styles,
for sure. To just take
Well, even Chronic Beard Coat just did that recently. Full like overhaul. Bandbox fella.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have a dog in your house?
Yeah. Sorry about
Who's got the dog?
I also have a dog, but he's upstairs and quiet. It's all good.
But you know, like with 8-bit, I mean, he's tapping into a nostalgia that people love. I know I love it. I messaged him. Sean's a super nice guy.
Cool.
And I think he's he wanted to get into something that kind of matched his passion, you know. And that's important. But it's definitely a risk, like you said. It's a risk that he might lose some people and then he might gain some people.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's a risk, but if it's aligning to your personality and really your passion, I think it's a no-brainer for sure. Like,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I told him the same thing. I'm like, dude, like I already showed this to one of my youth leaders who's like a big Nintendo fan. He's like, that is so cool. And it's like, man, there's a market for everything, right? Like,
totally.
People are gonna be drawn to that. Like, didn't Chesapeake do that? Like, it was Ken, right?
From 1985.
And stuff.
Yeah, and he did the labeling and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, I was like, oh, like that's different. I like that.
Controller on the thing, really neat.
Yeah,
you know, Anointed AK did it with Ghostbusters.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all saw that. He had the State Puff Marshmallow Man and Slimer.
Okay, I have wanted to get stuff from Anointed just because like the labeling and everything else. Like, do you want to talk about like
those labels? Yeah,
so crazy. But I can't remember his name. I think it's Mark. He's one of like the just like a rep for him, I think. Or I don't know if he's the owner. I can't remember. I get so lost with all the beard people.
So
like
many.
Like there's so many people out there. You're like, who's this person? Who for?
Totally.
But I asked him, like, are you guys shipping to Canada? And it's like, no, like we're not doing that yet. And I'm like,
they're right there.
Like,
yeah,
right here.
Yeah,
we're closer than your actual team. Like.
What you gotta do is you gotta have it shipped to me, and then I'll go ahead and then ship it to.
a long way to travel, man.
You know, however,
Walt, I'm missing a bottle.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry, got lost.
You know, one might get lost in the mix.
Yeah, just it's like two of every single one of them, so you can have one.
Yeah, there you go. Just like a like a tax for like collecting packages.
Reasonable.
Beauty. He's worse than UPS. Like, they just take my money. Walt will take my money and my beard products.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah.
Mike, I'm curious. So, speaking of expanding though, and trying different avenues, are you thinking maybe a woman's line or doing candles? I mean, a lot of that stuff's popular right now.
Ooh, that's a good question.
What's your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. We haven't thought about that yet. I mean, obviously we just launched, so we're kind of in that, you know, still getting our name out there type of phase. We definitely want to do new scents. I've actually got one in beard. This will be out, I'm sure, by the time that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right?
But it's called Old Cutler.
Okay.
And it's a leather cologne.
Oh,
I'm a leatherhead.
Yeah,
I'm a leatherhead. You just
Are you?
Yeah, I love leather.
Yeah,
me too, man.
I love leather.
This is one that I was working on since before, and I couldn't get it right for the launch, so I didn't want to do it, you know, until it was
smart.
right. And finally now it is, so it's going to be launching soon. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Is this leather forward, or is it kind of like blends in with the?
No, it blends. It's definitely blended. Like out of the bottle, you'll smell the leather, but when you get it in beard, it's completely different. Yeah.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. You know, there's another company that's really good at the transforming and like kind of like that morphine thing is Beard Mana.
Yep.
So, they have a lot of fun scents. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I haven't tried them. I've seen them. Yeah. Just haven't tried them.
And they'll like, it's like you open it up and it smells like candy, and then you put it in your beard, and all of a sudden the candy fades and you start smelling cologne. You know, and I'm like, what is happening here?
That's crazy.
You know, but they're good at their job. I mean, scent making is not easy. I mean, I could imagine.
So much fun though, man. There's nothing like it. You know, like.
Totally.
I believe you.
Mixing things, and then
it's so much fun.
One way, and when you mix them for a couple days, then it's completely different. So it's awesome for sure.
Just making all this stuff in your kitchen, and either smells really delicious or it just smells awful. You're like, oh, it's a bad combination. Take that one out. Take that one out.
Yeah. You know,
I had to move out of the kitchen, man. We set up a shop up here, and one of the bedrooms up here, because my the kitchen was not gonna work. So
Well, I could just imagine you having like a scent in mind, and then you're like trying to get this balance.
How do you get there? Yeah.
You know, how do you get there? And I could just imagine pulling out my hair and just getting so angry at myself for not being able to get to that point.
Yeah.
So it's like art. It's an art, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got like shelves, kind of like Scott's shelves there, just like 4 shelves of all different fragrances and essential oils, whatever. And I'll just sit there and pick them and just start mixing. Yeah. And sometimes the things that go in them, it wouldn't make any sense if you said it.
Yeah.
You smell it, it just makes sense.
Yeah. I used like my buddy and I from our church, he wanted to start a beard company, and like he just wanted my input on it. And I remember the starting process of it was just it was a lot of fun. Like we were kind of like, I was like a co-owner of it, and then I just decided, I'm like, no, I'd rather just stick to reviewing. I don't want to be running a business. I also didn't have any income coming in to pay for anything, so it's like, no, it's not my thing. But I remember like just him like experimenting with stuff, and there is a lot of like joy that comes from just being able to try something, right? And be like, oh, that smells really good. Like, I wonder if anyone else would like it. And Mike, you probably love this, right? As like a creator, you know, just like, you know, someone who is just, you know, putting stuff together. Like, what's that initial thought when someone smells your product and you're like, and they have that
nerve-wracking.
Oh, that smells really good. What does that do for you?
Oh, it's wild. So my wife is always the first, you know, test, you know, and she's just brutally honest. So if she hates it, she'll just, nope, I don't like it at all. I hate it. Try again, you know. And then my buddies, I mean, they have poor guys just got to try all the, you know, a buddy of mine tried one, absolutely hated it. He was like, I'm afraid to try the next version of this, but he ended up liking it.
Nice.
So oh man, it's so nerve-wracking when somebody takes it, you know, rubs it in their hand. You're like, are they gonna like it? Because obviously after I make it, I'm like, oh, I like it. Yeah. You know, but for somebody else to try it. And it's crazy how much opinions differ on that. Like somebody could just hate one scent and somebody else, that'll be their favorite scent, you know?
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't stand clove and lemongrass. Just doesn't work for me. You know, something about clove and
actually, I'm not a huge fan of like clove, and I put it in Little Havana, and I ended up actually liking it.
If it blends well.
It's one of those things like by itself. Oh,
so
man,
good.
I can't stand it.
Can you pick out the clove?
I didn't get this Little Havana.
Oh, Scott,
I didn't know. I thought I sent that.
That's probably. I think I'm gonna have to get that one with the leather.
I got the Atlantis, the Key West, and then I got the Vizcaya. Did I say it right? When I did the review for you guys, did I say it right? I tried.
Vizcaya. Okay.
No. I did say it. I did say it because I realized it Vizcaya, or I'm like, you can say Vizcaya, however else you want to say.
Yeah, you said both.
It was so
funny. This has become like a thing though, like that fragrance. People are like afraid to say it, you know, because they don't want to say it wrong.
Oh, bro,
it's so funny, man. Because I don't know.
The thing I do not like doing in a review is when I'm reading the ingredients, I feel like, oh man, like there's a guy. His name is Biz Nasty. I don't know if you guys like for like hockey, like Phoenix Coyotes. Like he's like,
I've heard the name.
He is like like if you want like just watch one of their episodes. It's called Spit and Chicklets. And just listen to him talk, and then listen to him like just reading off like, you know, like a sponsorship or something. He butchers everybody so badly. It's terrible. But like I feel like that every time I'm reading like, you know, the ingredients, because, you know, I'll say jojoba, but someone will say, well, it's jojoba, right? And it's just like because of the J's, right? Or, you know, like you get into like the some people, I think they throw in like the Latin or something into like the ingredients, and that throws me right over. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I sound so stupid.
Oh yeah, I was working on a review recently, and they had the I think it was the Latin names, and when I like copied and pasted the ingredients into like my notes for the video, I just got rid of the extra wording, just had the normal like grapeseed, like all that kind of stuff, just because I was like, I'm gonna butcher every single one of these if I try.
Yeah, you're gonna wind up stuttering and stuff. It just doesn't work out.
Yeah. And I like that, honestly. Like, I know we're all just here for Mike, right? But like, I love this about Magic Cities. It's just like the labeling was actually one of the things that I really like that, because it was just so straight, simple, right to the point. Even like the SEM profile, man. Like I don't know, like Walt and Jordan, like you can attest to this, but like just like having a SEM profile, it's just the way to go.
On the 100%.
Especially when you're like, when you've got this collection back here, like or anyone, like you pick this up and it's like, it just says cedar on it. You're like, so is it going to smell like just pure cedar, or is it going to have what's it?
Yeah. Like, any company out there that doesn't have that needs to do that. Like, I've heard of a couple that have just started doing it this year. So that just needs to continue. Like if if you don't already, you have
I've got a bunch of oils too, and then even from other guys, right? And when you've got a couple and you've got somebody in front of you, you're like, wait, what does this smell like again? So
then you gotta take it out and like sniff it, and then like
So I'm curious. So like, okay, you start making your scent profiles, you start making your brand, you start getting your bottles. Then you begin to start making your supply, and then you start marketing. So it evolves to you starting during quarantine, just making some beard oil for your beard. All of a sudden, now you're launching a website and a company, in order to start marketing out to the beard community. And like, that takes time, and it takes know-how. I mean, it's one thing for me to sit here and make beard oils at my house and then message my friends on IG and have them buy beard oil from me. It's another thing to be able to create a website and to understand marketing. And I think that's what really takes the beard company to the next level. And Jordan can attest to this. He goes to school for this stuff. And it's such a critical role to bring a company to the next level.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, when we started, it was something I never expected to ever sell a single product before we started, right? I just, so the story behind the ostrich oil and the way that we found it, right, is my son has eczema, right? And I did not know what eczema was before my son had eczema. Okay. So, in looking for things to help alleviate it, we tried all the creams, all the stuff that the doctor prescribed. None of it was working, man. And I come across, I think it was an ad or something for ostrich oil specifically for eczema as I'm like searching. So we're like, oh, why not? Let's try it. We bought it. So we tried it. And after like reading a little bit more about it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of similar to emu oil. So, I did one of those kind of pump and see what happens. And it just felt great. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make some for me, right? Why not? So I start making it. I got like, those Amazon kits for like the other oils to kind of start like mixing until I found something I kind of liked. It was, it was okay. Started using that. And then I just started becoming more and more kind of obsessed with it. Right. And my wife was like, well, if you're going to do it, let's just do it. Right. So in the website thing, I mean, I love doing that stuff. I'm, again, a software engineer. I don't know if you guys were here when I said that, but yeah, I'm a software engineer for a cruise company down here, one of the big cruise companies. And it's awesome. Just, that's like my domain. I love this stuff. I love like thinking about the user experience and what somebody's thinking when they're shopping. I did graphic design, like, on the side for many years. So this is another one of those things that I was just like itching to get an opportunity to do. So it all just kind of landed in place perfectly, and I was born and raised here in Miami. So there's nothing that I love more than like that flair. Right. And I was like, man, how can I take that, put it into a website, into a brand that really represents, our city and me, right. And kind of the lifestyle of down here. And it just kind of took off from there. Every one of the fragrances that we made, we made it thinking of a specific place, right? I'm like, what does South Beach smell like? And then we just kind of tried to make something that we thought would smell kind of like South Beach, and yeah, it just, you know, took off, man. And, you know, the website was many hours, late nights. I mean, I never needed glasses, but now I need glasses.
There you go.
Too much screen time, man, but it's
Totally.
so easy
Blue
to
lenses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, for
awesome.
everybody watching, check out Magic City's website. Like it's
Thank
pull
you.
up here
Very
for a second.
well
Oh
done.
yeah, it's so nice.
It's the first thing I noticed
it's
when I
really
is
well
the
done.
layout. The layout was sick. Those sample packs that I just started now are just amazing looking. I mean,
Yeah, I'm definitely buying.
Yo,
them at some
Mike,
point.
I want you to know these sample packs. I want you to know. I show that to my wife, and she even said she's like that.
Ooh,
Looks really fancy. I'm
looks
like,
so
yeah.
good.
It's like,
This
babe,
was all my
Valentine's
wife.
is just coming up.
That had nothing to do with me, if I'm being completely honest.
No, like, but that's what I mean though. It's just like really beautiful presentation. Like that's a nice looking package. Like when you look at it, you're like that's perfect. Like that's the experience that people want to have, right? When they're trying out this stuff, or like they're big into, you know, beer products, or they're only a couple months in. Like you're creating that experience and that enjoyment for the customer, which is awesome, right?
Yeah,
and like. Yeah.
So awesome.
Actually, it's so cool. It's so cool hearing like your backstory and like just knowing like you like it's so cool like how all this kind of came together for you, where it's like you just had been doing these jobs for a little while, and now it's like look at like you're a proud owner of something, right? Like you just took an idea and just roll with it, and now look at what you've got. Like you've got tons of people reviewing it and trying it out. Like it's international.
It's wild, man.
It's international. Like
it's wild. It's wild for sure.
Are we the furthest? Are we the furthest that you've shipped to? Like in Canada? Like
so, no, there was someone, I think it was Hungary that they had like they shipped to somebody here in the States, and then they shipped to them.
Okay.
So it was one of those, like we don't actually ship over there, but yeah, somebody actually bought it. So that's the furthest it's gone.
That's crazy.
So you've had like your beard oil on the other side of the planet practically.
Yep.
You know, I'm very fortunate. I can order some Magic City and it gets here in like 2 days.
Oh, I can drive it in 4 hours, man.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, so I know if I order on a Saturday, it's probably gonna be in my mailbox Monday morning. I mean Monday afternoon. So it's pretty cool.
That would be so good.
Yeah. I think mine. I can't remember. I think Mike, you sent it to me, and then I'm pretty sure it was like maybe like 3 weeks or something like that.
At least.
Yeah.
Probably longer. I can't remember.
I think it was like 2 weeks or something. It was like December time. Oh, it was just so bad.
Yeah. But we got it right on the point, eh? We were like as soon as January 1st showed up, like Mike, you know, he like messaged me and just said, "Hey, I'm sticking with my deal. You're the guy who I want to do the first review for," and I was just like, I'm like, "Oh, this is sick." I'm like, "This is so good."
I think
awesome. That was
I bragged so hard about this.
Yeah, the last time we were on by the time this episode's out, you'll be able to see it. But when Scott mentioned that, I was like, me and Mike are gonna have some words after this.
So I think it was like 2 days after we launched, right?
Yeah.
And Scott messages me, and he says, "Hey, if you ever want to start shipping to Canada, I'd love to be like the first reviewer." So I told him then and there, I'm like, "Listen, when we ship to Canada, you'll be the first, right? You'll be the first guy to get it. You'll be the first guy to review it." And yeah, sure enough, January came around, and I said, "Let's start trying this out." And I, messaged them, and I said, "Hey, I'm sending it out."
I was so stoked. Weird. I'm pretty sure I sent like 3 gifts to show how excited I was. I was just like,
I just remember like watching videos and then seeing this orange bottle in the background. And I just remember I'd be like going up to the screen trying to figure out what bottle that is and like where did that come from? And then slowly about like maybe a week or 2 later, all of a sudden these things started trickling out about Magic City. And then all of a sudden the reviews, it seems like all the reviewers must coordinate at the same time, because it seems like they're all like
we're vultures, aren't we? Like I don't know. I mean,
so we set up, like we started setting up our reviews, and we kind of wanted to, try and do one a week or something like that. but it's just wild, like keeping track when everybody, you just start getting messages and messages. And
yeah.
So we try to keep it, like, I didn't also want to be that guy to be, 80 reviewers doing it at the same time. And everybody's like, okay, we get it. All right.
Fair. Yeah. I feel like there's a point.
Spread them out.
There's a point where it's like,
it's really good. You should buy it. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like there's a point where it's kind of like oversaturating, like with like some like.
That happened with
posted my review on Sasquatch today that Walt and I did, and it's like you can Google for demonstration's sake. I'll do it right now.
For Sasquatch, seems like every reviewer has a review on Sasquatch.
Oh my goodness!
It's a fantastic oil, and he's very talented.
Right,
and I get how it's just funny how it worked out. It seemed like every single reviewer.
Hey, look at that! There's Ken, and then there's us.
Hey,
let's go! No BS.
Yeah.
Josh, Dan C, Brandon, all things bearded, faithfully.
Yeah. Everyone.
Chris over in the UK, like.
Hey, look at that!
There we go.
It's crazy.
Oh man, I was really hyped to find a Florida company that I could get behind for real. It's awesome, man.
Well, that's gotta be fun. That's gotta be fun for you, Walt. Right? Like that's like your home. Like that's your home city. Like you got someone. You got a great connection here. Like, and like you can just really like that must be just a lot of fun for you. Like I think Jordan and I kind of have the same thing. Like there's probably like a few companies around our area. Like just a few, but like it's nice when you actually have
none that I've tried. I'm slacking on reviewing catering companies. Like I think I've reviewed 2 so far.
I'm going for it, man. I want it. I want all Canadian companies to send me stuff. But
yeah, like, no, 100%. No,
it's tough.
Yeah.
So like, I grew up in New Orleans. So there's a Mudcat Whiskers who's really nice guy.
I'm getting stuff from them.
So he's a really nice guy. I really like him. I like his products. And then now that I came here, I came here in high school, and so it's also I feel like what's that one?
This one is the what is that called? Cobalt.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I like this one.
I didn't know he was out of New Orleans.
Yep.
I didn't know that either.
Like, it's not New Orleans. It's like it's west of New Orleans, but we're in that area, that Cajun kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I have kind of a connection with him, and then same with Mike because I live here now, so I have that kind of connection with Mike.
And I'm a Saints fan too, man.
Yeah, and we're both Saints fans, exactly. So that us both being the same team fans, and then also we both like food. We talk about food in Orlando and Florida and stuff. So I mean, we were able to hit it off really well.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Good. That's cool.
Yeah, I love New Orleans, man. That's why I'm a Saints fan. So we visited New Orleans, and that was it. I mean, I'm a musician. I played saxophone for like 20 years, and I played, and I just went to New Orleans, fell in love with the place, and it was if I could honestly, the only other place that I would probably live other than here would be New Orleans.
Cool.
And the food. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Are you like Duke Silver, Mike? Like, are you Duke Silver?
I mean, I used to. I don't play nearly as much as I wanted to anymore. Listen,
that is honestly
with kids, man.
Yeah, I get it. I have a louder instrument than you. I play drums, right? So like I have to.
I've got a drum set in the other room. Yeah.
There you go.
I love music.
That's awesome.
I can't play a lick of it, but I love listening to it, especially like drums and saxophone. Like I'll listen to like instrumentals of like Metallica just because I love.
That's awesome.
Just the instrumentals, or the Beatles has amazing instrumentals. If you ever get a chance to listen to the Beatles instrumentals without the vocals, you pick up so many sounds and so many different tones, and you just can't compare.
There aren't many songs that are more fun to play than Enter Sandman on the drums. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a good time.
Okay,
awesome.
It's okay. No, everyone can play probably better than Lars himself, so it's all good.
Right. That poor guy.
That's fun.
He gets such a bad. It's so funny. It's like even like in Beatles, right? Like Ringo, like was probably one of the most simplistic drummers, but yet was like what he did like revolutionized drumming, right? Like I think it was Dave Rochelle that said it, where it's just like, if you can do a single beat that makes like, 40,000 people in a stadium go crazy, he's like, yeah, you've pretty much done, like, you've made it. Like, like no one else can, like, who else can do stuff like that, right? Where it's just like, you play like that single beat and everyone knows, oh, there it is. That's it.
Yep.
Everyone knows it. So
yeah,
I love watching like drum cam videos, like just people playing like their instrument. Like it's just
Travis
so
Barker's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I miss those. I miss the old like Blink 182 days. Those were yeah.
But just that type of culture of just music and partying and nightlife and just good times. You got it in Miami too. Just the nightlife of just people being out and bright lights and fun with the friends, and it's just something you can't compare. It's great memories, that you get to experience with people.
Yeah, music is for sure, man. It was a huge part of my life. I mean, I started out college as a music major, actually. So
cool.
Did like 2 years of just that, and then I was like, all right, I gotta eat. So
yeah, there you go.
I gotta do something else, but it was, it's still a big part for sure.
Worked out well for you.
Yeah.
Worked out well for you. You're doing well now, man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Super cool. Mike, what was kind of bouncing back to talking about reviews? What was it like when with working with Dan C. Beard and like him like reviewing your products?
Oh, I was super nerve-wracking, man. And like with most reviewers, right? They don't give too much before. They kind of leave the suspense. So you're wondering, what's going to happen? Does anybody like, my products? Do they not? And I mean, the amount of support that we've gotten has just been insane, man. Like, when somebody said, oh, I love this product, it's so the reward of that alone is enough. It's crazy. And I mean, Dan, I started watching Beard content, watching Dan's videos. So like I watched like every one of his videos, and he was like one of the first guys I reached out to, and when we set it up, I was just like, oh man, the day that this video drops, what's going to happen? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? We had Seth from Iowa Crafted Beer drop a video like right before.
Yeah.
He raved about the product, and I was like, oh, okay. So maybe Dan's going to like it. And Dan ended up, really liking it. So it was super cool, man. And
that man has so much sway. So much sway over the community.
No, it's crazy. Sway. Like, I've said this to people before, like, a positive review from Dan C is like a launching point for a small batch company.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. You can't underestimate the command army for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's huge.
Unless
we were packing orders for a while there.
Unless the product has like sandalwood in it, then he won't touch it.
Oh yeah. He's not a sandalwood guy.
Yeah.
He hates it so much.
Yeah,
it's so funny. That's so good.
Yeah,
that's so funny. That would be intimidating though, especially with like the large amount of people that he has following, and like as Walt was saying there, like he has a lot of sway, and like if he says something is good, like people are like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I
mean, at the same time,
like, is amazing. I'll try it. Like,
and at the same time, I mean, I was really looking for feedback from anywhere, right? Good or bad? Because if it was bad, it's not like, oh, this is terrible, close up shop, we're done, right? You learn from it. So if somebody, some of the things, even in Dan's video, we've kind of taken back and started looking at, and anything anybody says, I mean, anywhere out there, we listen and we try to adjust and go from there. So I love any feedback, man. Good, bad, whatever it is. The more we know, right, the more we can do to improve. So for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing my own review probably. Honestly, if it's not out by the time that this is out, it's a serious problem because I got to do Ardius Man soon because I've been testing them for a while. And then I
just put in some Ardius Man today, actually.
Ooh, yeah,
so
I saw that. Yep.
I felt bad, Mike. As soon as I posted this, right? Because we were doing this today, I was like, oh, I hope I hope he doesn't get like, like not having to get mad. Be like, what the heck, man? Like,
I'm not upset, man. Hey, I like me some Artius Man too.
Yeah, doing a podcast with this guy. I'm not gonna post any, any of his videos. Like, I'm using Magic Stage tonight to get myself ready for tonight.
Man, for sure. I'm totally with all the different. I mean, there's so many people working hard, man. And there's so many good products.
Facts.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So
you did a really good job developing your carrier blend, man. I mean, not even the Ostrogel, just besides the Ostrogel, the fractionated coconut oil, the Shaolin, the argan oil, jojoba oil, especially argan and jojoba. My ear just loves, and the way you went about picking all this. Did you consult people, or was this all your own research?
No, it was all just research, and I mean, I bought probably 20 something 30 different carrier oils, and just went to town trying and my poor beard went through a bit of a phase during that time. But eventually we landed on this, and I tried out every one of the carriers by themselves. Right. And I think a lot of people, even consumers, I think should do that, because it really gives you a good insight into what each one brings to a blend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
I agree.
The castor that's going to be really thick, and then you got like the coconut, which is on the thin side, and as you put them in by themselves, you see what they do for your beard.
Yeah,
and then
true.
You're going to find a blend that'll work better for you, right?
Yeah.
I've had some. My beard dries out pretty quickly with grapeseed. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do sometimes is I actually have some meadow foam seed oil.
Yeah, good stuff.
And what I'll do is I'll add a few drops to my hand before I add the beard oil, because I don't like wasting stuff. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Mm-hmm. So even if I put it in my beard and it dries out quickly because it has too much grapeseed oil in it, I'll add some meadow foam seed oil to my hand, and that helps kind of extend the life of the beard oil, so my beard doesn't dry out as fast. And it cuts down on the scent, but my beard stays soft, and it's good for the remainder of my time using it, But you did a great job. I guess you are psychic when realizing not to use grapeseed in your blend, huh?
Yeah, I bought it. That was one of the ones I bought, and I tried it. I just didn't like the way it felt personally.
Yeah, fair.
It got left out,
Yeah, I've been like with the oils that I've been making recently. There's a little bit of grapeseed in them, but not. I think it's the least. It's like the low, but it's like the last on my on the blend that I use.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Another thing that I think is important to look at too when picking a carrier blend is the odor that each of them has and how it's going to affect all your fragrances, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't want something that's so strong that all your fragrances are going to smell the same, So we had to really kind of play with that. And I mean, I was trying different carrier blends for months. Wow. But the Ostrogel, I think I bought it like in March.
Okay.
For my son, it took a couple weeks after is when I first tried it. And so it was really like April or so, from April until November that we launched. I was trying different carrier blends to eventually find the one.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome, man. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried, like, I had a company, I like, it's so bad, right? Like anyone who does reviews, like I don't have a great system. I really don't. Like, especially when Judah was born, like we just like, everything just got all crazy all of a sudden. We're like, I have to become a dad. I have to figure out how to be a dad right now. But there's this one company in Canada that I think it's just like a barber who's just been like doing this like on the side. Mm-hmm. But he's got like, it's really weird. And I don't know if you guys have a pet peeve about this, but like, I need more than just like 2 ingredients in a beard oil. Like sure. I need more than just like, it's got to be at least like 5, right? Like just different carrier oils, because they all have to do something, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But one of the ingredients was called Sacha Inchi. Have any of you guys ever heard of that before? It's like a plant or whatever that's like grown in the Amazon jungle.
Googling it.
Apparently it's Google this thing. But anyways, I honestly like it. It is not a good smell. Like it will last probably like. Oh man, I think I've had like, it's funny. I have a bottle, like the dropper broke on it, right? It still smells really fresh. Like it's really nice. which is crazy. I'm like, I don't know what's in this thing if it's like actually not gone stale. But the one like the Sacha Inchi one, it just smells like I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like just like, you know, like if you like leave like a plant or something like out, like, and you don't like actually like water it or anything like that, and it has like that
kind of humid, earthy type.
Yeah. That's what it smells like. It does not. It's not pleasant, but apparently this is like an actual like ingredient, and apparently there's some benefits to it. But I'm like, I've never in my entire life ever heard of using anything like this. But it comes back to like superfood. Yeah, but it even comes back to like the whole thing of like, you know, ostrich oil or like emu oil, like what do you guys think is going to be like the next big ingredient that people are going to want to be using?
Oh, it's so hard to say, man. So hard to say. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like there's all these little distinct ingredients that people are using, like, you know, Bahawat, for example, right, is using that black seed oil.
Yeah, the black seed oil.
I never heard any. I honestly like Bahawat stuff a lot. It's really good. I only have the Your Majesty one, and the only critique I gave on that one was that it was like really strong. Like it almost kind of like it just smelled like sunscreen.
Yeah, I think the NC said that in his review on Bahawat.
Yeah, it just has a really strong odor to it, so it's like it's not like your go-to, but everything else about it is just like it's lights out. It's so good. Yeah. I don't know what.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah,
the black seed oil is like a muted, peppery, floral scent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What he does is he tries to build, and you can't cover it. There's not enough fragrance oil in the world that's going to cover that black seed oil scent.
No.
So all you can do is blend your scent profile around that carrier scent smell. So when you're making your carrier blend, your scent profile, you got to build around it to kind of help lean into the scent instead of trying to cover up on top of it.
Right.
So, that's a good point. That is a good point, because honestly, like you never really think about that, right? Like you think like it's just an ingredient, it's just a carrier oil, you know, what like is it the fragrance, right? Like, because I think that was the one thing that I point out was I'm like, because I know Dan said it, so I was like, no, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder if there's like any other like fragrances that they're trying to like mix into that. But like you said, Walt, it's really hard, especially with like such a heavy hitting ingredient like black seed. Yeah. It's gonna overpower everything, right? Like, which is probably the nice thing about ostrich oil is that is there really like Mike, you can say this, is there even like an odor to it? Like
nothing. So no. I mean, we did get like one batch that had a slight odor to it, and the vendor that we get it from was awesome. He's just like, no, send it back, I'll send you another one, and nothing, man. Like you cannot pick it out at all.
That's awesome.
Even the unscented, you really can't pick it out.
Yeah, I noticed that broccoli seed has it a little bit. Broccoli seed also smells kind of like broccoli.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I get it, but that's awesome. I mean, I wonder, and then to kind of offer what you're saying, Scott, I wonder if it's going to be more into the animal oil range of using animal oils, or is it going to go back into the plant oil range, or what's, you know, like the nut oils, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or the seed oils. How's it's going to be interesting.
It's one of those things that when somebody finds it, you know, somebody finds the next, you know, great ingredient, and you know, it starts getting out there, then it'll grow, you know.
So what I gotta do is I just put in my phone calendar once every month. I just need to Google the newest oil and see what pops up. see what pops up. And then
it's like what is that? What is it? Zoolander? It's just like that black seed oil. That's so hot right now. Or like so hot right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's
so good.
Yeah, because it's funny because like last year, like everybody was on like the emu oil train, and like, and then towards the end of 2020 and like in 2021, like the references to ostrich oil started popping up, and like, it'd be very interesting to see. Yeah, what's the next thing?
On it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, because I think it's only Magic City, and again, like correct me if I'm wrong, but it's only Magic City that I know of, and Black Rebel that are doing like the ostrich oil, right? Like I think you're the only.
Aztec as
Yeah,
well.
Aztec
Okay.
is doing it. That's right. Yeah.
As
Yeah,
of
well, it used to
recently.
be Oak Cliff. Yep.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see like how, are other people going to start jumping on that and getting onto it, or is everyone just going to start going down the trail of CBD, or is everyone going to start going down the trail of like I don't know, like it's I think I may have mentioned that in my review for Bahawat. They're the only company that I knew that was using the black seed oil.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure it's like Honest Amish. Is that their yeah.
Yep. Honest Amish. Yep.
I can never get any of their stuff here because it's like so expensive. Like especially if you order on Amazon, it's like a boatload.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money for just a bottle. But
yeah,
I think there's another company that uses it. But again, it's like it's a small market of guys that are doing it, right? Like, or a small group of them that are doing it. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
With the ostrich, it's pretty funny because it seems like both of us were kind of working on this for a while, and it just kind of happened to be at the same time, and it was I remember like we put out the kind of announcement. And then a few days later, I see somebody talking about the Black Rebel, right? Blend, and I thought they were like joking. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then a couple of days later, I saw it again, and I'm like, oh wait, he did switch. So,
it's like if you look online and you see the comedogenic scale, which you know about, Mike, because you have it in your website. There's so many oils out there, and a lot of them aren't being used. There's so many oils, and and a lot of people are going through branding such as Weatherbeard, and he says that he's using oils that probably no one's heard about, which is great. I'm happy for him, and that's kind of how people can become there. Yes, you're going to have some overlap. I mean, that happens in everything, but it's great that he's going to be able to find his niche and he's going to be able to work with it. It's a really cool thing.
I think it's nothing but good for the consumer, the community, right? I mean, more things that we as owners find and bring to the community and to the market. It makes us all better. It competition breeds just improvement at all times. So
absolutely,
for sure, man, it's always got to evolve and it's always got to get better. And companies got to keep up kind of to stay relevant, right? You got to be just all in and put in the work, man.
For sure. Totally. Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially like as of like recently, and like there's new companies popping up like every day. Like every day or every couple of days, I'll see like a new company that I haven't heard about just like pop up on Instagram. And it's like, oh, now there's this and there's this and there's this. It's like, so many. It's
and then maybe you just might get lucky, right? You might just get lucky. Like when I saw Mike's, I was just like, I'm just gonna try, see if he's interested. It's funny, right? Because
totally.
There's no secret to like what I'm doing. Like I'm just like, I'll just reach out to people, and I have the same message because it's like this is just who I am, and like if you want to review, like I'd love to do them for you. And some people are like, we're not interested, or some people are like, yeah, I would love to send you stuff, and like But it must be exhausting for newer companies as soon as you put your name out there, right? And you start adding people and you start doing the whole getting yourself into the Instagram world, and all of a sudden you go from like 0 followers to like 300, and like but then you've been following 3,000 people, like like then you have all these people who are just wanting to review your stuff, but it's like it's got to be exhausting, like when you're first starting off.
Yeah. You definitely get a lot of messages, and and it's hard, man, because I want to say yes to everybody, right? I mean,
totally. Of course,
more people that try the product. For me, I'm looking for the feedback, so so I'm always looking to get more people to try. But it's hard to be that strategic, and my wife's been really good at that, at kind of helping us set the pace and be strategic about.
Well, then talking about like reviewers, right? Because you have 3 of us here, like. What is it about like for like companies? What is it that they're looking at for a reviewer, right? Because like you got so many people who are asking you stuff. Like so, like are you checking people's content? Are you like just 100%.
Yep. I always want to have people reviewing the product that kind of align to our values, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm always looking for people that are going to represent our brand in a way that we want it kind of represented, right? And I'm all about, you know, the positivity and the you know, the kind of good vibes, right? So that's really what I'm looking for. You know, I'm a family guy. You got 2 kids. You know, married my high school sweetheart, and I'm just and I'm just always looking for that kind of, you know, positive vibe from somebody. And you know, when I see it, I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So many reviewers out there now, especially now. There's like I feel like in the last, because like I really got into like the beer community and like reviewing products in like September, and then it's just like every day seeing new reviewers, and then and now most of the content that I watch is like beard related, and then the content that I make is beard related. So it's just like beards like all day every day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's funny.
I think Jordan, you and I are like, and then there's only a few others in Canada, I think, that actually are reviewers.
I can only think of one other besides us.
I honestly don't know any other reviewers besides me and you, and then, oh no, I'm blanking right now. Thank you, from BC, right?
Yeah, I talked to him recently.
There's like the only 3 that I know that are from Canada.
Well, I didn't even know I was going to be a reviewer, and then I just kind of I was all about promoting reviewers and companies, and I enjoyed the content so much, and I enjoyed the company so much, and I enjoyed connecting with the company owners.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to promote everybody, all my favorite companies, and I'm just going to, share stuff. And then all of a sudden, and I was mostly doing reviewers. I wasn't doing companies as much. Then I started doing a few live streams here and there, and then now like just this past month, I'm starting to get more into the reviewing stuff, and I've been doing a little bit with Jordan and doing a little bit with Casey from.
You guys got a live Beard tonight, right? That's awesome.
Yeah. And then
hour and a half.
Nick at Bearded Beanie, and those guys are just really cool. So we're not really looking to. We're not looking. I mean, obviously, it's great to be able to get free stuff and make money off of it and everything. But really, our focus is to promote the community and build up companies and build up content creators. And then that's my tortoise, Sheldon. And then build up content creators.
Sheldon the tortoise. I love it.
Yeah. He came out today. It was actually warm enough for him to come out. He's
nice.
He's easily tipping 50 pounds, and he's like 6 years old.
Bro, it's like a rock.
Yeah, he's huge. I mean, and his dad was 200 plus. His dad was huge.
Wow.
And his dad was about 45 years old. But so I'm slowly getting into it, and I'm learning about the community, and I'm really I guess it's my way, and for Nick and Casey's way, it's for our way of kind of giving back to the community and everybody that we like.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun, and our content is not gonna be really about giveaways. I mean, there's nothing wrong with giveaways. People love giveaways on live streams, but our content. Yes, and my biggest pet peeve is that when I'm in a chat and someone who's not even said hi or anything just hops in the chat, hey, are there any giveaways? I'm like,
that's annoying.
Even if there's if there's a giveaway, I'll tell them no. I'll say no. Yeah. There's no giveaways. Yeah, even if there are giveaways.
Do it.
It's my biggest pet peeve.
They're the only person in the live. Is there a giveaway? It's just like, you want to guess the number? 4. No, it was 10. You're off.
See you later. Those not the type of people that we want. And honestly, in the community, if you're just looking for free stuff, I get getting free stuff, and then you have the ability to give back. That's different, But when you bring nothing to the community, you couldn't care less. You're not creating content. You're just there hanging out in the chat looking for giveaways. To me, you're it's kind of a leech personality.
Totally.
But the people who are, giving back to the community, whether it's
And there's so many of them. There's so many awesome people for sure.
Yeah, you know, giving feedback, or you're creating content, or you're reviewing, or you're putting people in touch with other people and saying, yeah, you should check out so-and-so. He's an awesome guy and makes a great product. And then all of a sudden you have a brand new customer for Magic City because they like whatever vibe you have going on, you know? It's about connecting people with people, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, right? Like even for me, like I started growing out my beard because I like when we found out we were pregnant, I was like, well, Emily's gonna just get like, you know, she's just gonna be growing a baby. So I'm like, I gotta do something because like what do I get to do, right? Like so I'm like, can I grow like a baby beard? And she's like, what is that? I'm like, she's like, is it like a really small beard? I'm like, no, I'm like, it's like a playoff beard, but like, you know, we're just in the playoffs. We're like,
there you go, just something short, you know.
And she's like, as long as you can maintain this thing, I don't care what you do with it. And I was like sold. So I remember though, because I started doing reviews like way back. I was telling this to Jordan like when we were doing our little podcast, but like I started doing reviews like just for the sake of like I was one of those guys that like, you know, I just want to get free stuff. And I remember because a friend of mine that I worked with at a grocery store was telling me, because he did reviews for companies, and he said, as long as you have like content, like you're good to go. But I remember like when like a lot has changed since when I was like, you know, when I was like 24 doing that. But like a lot changed where when I knew I was becoming a dad, I realized I'm like, no, man, like there's a lot of guys that they're doing this full time, right? Like this is their job. And so what I want to do is instead of just looking into just getting free stuff, because like as you said, well, it's nice, it absolutely is, it's great. But my heart changed for it where it was like, no, I actually just want to help like support you guys and like really just, you know, whatever I can do. Because again, like I started making, you know, videos. It wasn't actually for reviews, it was for my youth group. And I just started doing like little recaps of like the lessons that we were doing.
That's awesome.
And I just loved it. Like I thought it was just so much fun. But like I was watching videos like from like Unbox Therapy. I don't know if you guys know who Unbox Therapy is.
Yeah.
But, like,
I've been watching him for
like,
5 years.
That's a Canadian boy. That's a Canadian boy. But like it's so cool watching that, because I was like, that actually looks so much fun. That you're just talking about a product that you really like. Yeah. And that's just kind of what got to me. So like,
and to see where it's gone, man. Like that setup that he has.
It's brilliant. No, his new studio is so insane. It doesn't even make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
It's like there's a studio tour that I think either he did or somebody. I think it might have been Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD. He did, like, he went to Lou's studio and like toured the whole thing, and it's like an overwhelming amount of space. And like just constantly full of product that he's testing, and like he's been sent. He's the biggest tech reviewer like on YouTube.
I think him and Marcus are definitely like
I think Lou's like 16 million, and then Marquez just hit 10 million recently.
It's insane. Yeah. But like back to my point though, is like I honestly like I had no idea how to do like product reviews, and so like, you know, when you go on like on my Instagram, like that's just like, and that's the thing for me too, is like I just want to keep it to one basic platform. Like I know so many people are on YouTube, and there's probably so much more benefits to going on YouTube and people can share, but I'm like, no, man, I just want people just to like, if they like the video, they come in, they watch it on there, and they're exposed to more, right? Like the whole like dad life thing and everything else. It's like I want them to experience that.
Like the T-shirt, dad life.
Actually, this is actually from a big shout out to these guys. They're from Ottawa. And they're cool. They do, it's basically it's just like it's a little ministry where they basically like most of the money goes towards like building obviously like their shirts and stuff, but then they just give back to the community, right? Awesome. But it's so cool. Like Darcy is the owner, and like him and I, like again, like that's the thing I love about this, is like you get to talk to the owners and you're building that relationship with them, but you're basically like, because like all my reviews that I do, I don't make commission off of it. Like my thing I love to do is I'm just like, I just want to do videos for fun, you know, and just have a good time making them, and like, that's and awesome. Like, you know, and it's so. I love cool the dad shirt. It's awesome. Yeah, it's so
even if
cool.
Even if you were making money, Scott, you're still giving back to the community. You're giving back to your fellowship.
Yeah.
You know, and your youth groups and stuff like that. But then also you're giving back to the bearded community by creating content. That's cool. I am all about that. I was just more talking about like the guys who have no content on IG.
Oh yeah.
You don't know them from Adam. It's you know, whatever bearded, you've never seen him before, or talked to him before in life. He's never even said hello, and then he pops in a chat giveaway ?
They won't send a meme. They'll just copy and paste the message.
Yeah.
Or just the pages that just have memes of like beard related things. I cannot. There's something about that I'm like, no, man. I can't stand stuff like that. It bothers me so much because it's like people within the beard community have just been, in some way, shape, or form. It's just like, there's no family aspect, or just like you're in your community, you're a buddy, you're actually like you're a man. It's just like, instead it's just like, oh, you have a beard and people will love you, chicks will be all over you, and it's just like, really, is that the vibe that we go for?
No.
But I love that that is the group, is that even what I've always really appreciated about just a lot of the guys in the States, because again, Jordan and I feel like and there's only a few others, I think, from Canada that kind of are, obviously a part of this community, but you see it where it's even some of the guys who've experienced either certain losses in their family, or losing their house, or their kid needs surgery for something. And obviously that just breaks your heart, because you're man, you guys, and I think Jordan and I were talking, actually, no, I was talking with Corey, where, where it was in Canada, our healthcare isn't free, right? Our healthcare is we pay with that with our taxes, so that when we do have to go to the hospital, we're covered, right? Which is a beautiful thing. But for you guys, it's if you have to go to the doctor and you have to fork out 20 grand or something, that's tough. And so I love seeing that, within that, just seeing those guys who are jumping in, and they're it's almost interesting to see how things have turned, within the bearded industry and the community of people, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's almost like it kind of just grew up a little bit, which is nice.
And I feel especially with the with the small batch companies, it's nothing more about community, because I know because I initially I got into beards because I was involved with the beard struggle, and and that was such a bad experience.
Do you want to go out for a 10-minute rant about the beard struggle?
I could, but I won't. But that was the main reason why I got into
his video of just how to use it. He's just pouring it in this thing.
Oh yeah.
I laughed so hard over that video, because I'm just
and the memes.
I'm
Jordan, you're a rascal, man. I tell you, with the memes in those videos, you got me laughing.
Yeah, that's the best word ever. You little rascal.
Well, that's all that, the meme kind of thing. That's all learned from Andy from Beard Things, tagging along with him, and seeing how he operates, and having that professional aspect of his company, but then also talking smack about people, and trolling the beard struggle and all that kind of thing. So I've kind of inherited a little bit of that, but with my own kind of flair on it, and it's fun. But I'm pulling back because there's an article being worked on that needs to be written without any
You're going after these guys.
It's not written by me. It's somebody else who. Oh. No. I already said my piece, and it's crazy that my review that I did on the beard struggle. It's funny, but also a little bit infuriating. It's my most viewed review by far. I think it's at 700 views at this point, and it's
awesome.
It's important to voice and vent, and when you have those types of things, but then you also don't want it to be what identifies you.
Yeah, no, of course.
Exactly.
And you have to learn to eventually learn to let go of that anger, and realize that those people aren't worth your time, or that company might not be worth your time, and then move on to more better and bigger things. You know?
Exactly.
And it's important that we learn to grow and evolve and stuff like that. And you know, and I take a lot of my cues from a lot of the leaders in the community. You know, and I'm not perfect at all. I have faults like everybody else. You know, and I try and better myself, but you know, I take my cues from like, you know, Dan C and Ken from Bluegrass and, you know, and Dave from Bearded Motivation, all just really great guys who are very positive and trying to be better, you know, and be better in this community and make this community better.
Yeah.
I was just talking.
That's the worst
first
thing.
one who's trying this. Ken got this today.
Ooh,
oh, really?
It's leather, man. I had to.
Can I? Is it possible that I could put in an advanced order?
You can. It's
so
right there. It's Orlando.
What Walt really wants. What Walt was really asking there, just in case this is a Ron Swanson moment, but what he's actually asking you for is not just a ball. He's asking you for all the bottles. And he just wants you to say,
right.
I mean, now that I know you're a leatherhead.
It's still my favorite scene in Parks and Rec. It's just like, you know, I think I want you to understand, I want all the bacon and eggs.
Yeah, exactly. Ron Swanson, man. That's my wheelhouse. I'm also a woodworker, so he just checks all the boxes for me. Yeah, I love woodworking.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I made this headboard with
nice.
wood burning.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and then did the headboard, the nightstands.
Oh, that's cool.
Shot glasses. I did a dining room table for my parents, cherry and stuff. It was just a lot of fun.
I just built my wife, and I built her like a desk. Like
I
just put like
a bunch
of 2x. Yeah, I put a bunch of 2x.
Awesome.
I saw the in progress. I don't remember seeing the final, but I saw the in progress.
Yeah, and then I put in the and then I'm sitting at right now, which is my desk, and like it's so much fun, when you just get to like just go at it. Like it's so much fun.
Well, you know what happened was about 5 years ago, I was renting my place, and everything was maybe more than 5, more like probably like 7. I had particle board. Everything was particle board.
Look at her working hard.
Yeah.
You know, and that's awesome. You made that?
Yeah.
That's great, man. Good job.
Yeah, it was a big piece, man. Like that's like a 7 foot like straight piece. Like I built the framing and everything else too.
That's not going anywhere. You realize that, right? That's you're gonna be 80 years old and that thing is still gonna be around. That's what I was saying. Like I had particle board everything, man, and I wound up one of my like the washing machine for my clothes overflowed, and it wound up going all over my
particle
house,
board,
like the living room and stuff like that. And sure enough, my particle board on the bottom just started sucking up all that water. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start replace. I threw it out because it was all damaged now, and I'm like, I'm gonna start making some stuff that if it gets wet, it's gonna survive. You know. So I started building my own furniture, and it works, man. It's a cool, fun thing to do, and chicks love it. You know. I'm a singular bachelor, you know, so I mean, nothing wrong with me having a few tricks up my sleeve.
The Ron Burgundy, you're just doing the Ron Burgundy. Just like I have many leather bound books. Like,
leather bound books. My library smells of rich mahogany. You know.
That's it. That's so good.
That'd be a cool beard oil scent, like something like an old library scent.
The Ron Burgundy, rich mahogany
I thought you
and leather bound.
I thought you were gonna say the Panther.
Ooh, yes.
That's Ruddy.
Oh, it works 60% of the time, all the time, or something.
That honestly is my joke. When I actually finally do a review for him, I'm gonna make that joke. Just be like, it works 60% of the time, every time.
Every time.
That's awesome.
It smells good.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Yeah. It's good.
It's fun, guys.
Yeah. No, it is. So what are like, Mike, exciting things for you in the next, like, I don't know, if you're one of those owners that you think 3 months ahead, 6 months ahead, 9 months ahead, but what's one thing that you're working on right now, apart from the scent that you were just kind of sharing with us? Like what's the future for Magic City going to look like?
Oh man, there's so much in my head, and I always have to dial it back. You know, I'm like, all right, hold on, this is gonna get expensive in a minute here. So, so
you know,
and control, man.
It goes so far. It goes so far what you're talking about. You know, with like full men's grooming, Mike. I mean, you could do washes for your beard, shampoos,
definitely,
you know, washes for like body wash, or you can make your own soap bars. I mean, you could do full men's and women's grooming line if you wanted to.
And candles would be
so much in my head.
Mike, if you ever do candles, Little Havana, please, it has to happen.
You know, you could do solid. That would be
incredible.
Solid colognes are awesome.
I definitely want to do so. The wash and conditioner will happen. I am going to say it will happen this year for sure.
Good.
The other thing I really want to do, I want to do colognes for sure. That might take a little longer, but I want to do colognes for sure. It's
a good route to go in. It's getting big now.
Crazy bottle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to.
So you're thinking liquid?
Yeah, I'm thinking liquid.
Okay, cool.
Could you imagine just like you go to like, you know, like Sephora or something, right? You're like go to those shops, like every guy there is just holding the purse and being like, I hate being in the store so much. And then you go like the little guy section, but all you see is that bright orange bottle is, you know,
that's awesome.
City. You're just like,
something. It's got to be something.
Awesome.
It's got to be something crazy, like an orange palm tree, or like a bearded palm tree, or something like that. Like,
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
That's awesome.
We're looking. So there's just so much I want to do, man. But
all the things.
You gotta take your time.
Yeah.
You definitely have to take your time, because you could just overkill it and just be like, candles would be sick though. Like, honestly, like. Artist, man, like that whole I twisted my wife's arm on that one, because I was like, I'm like, babe, like I want to get some stuff from them. You know, it was always the exchange that we were always worried about.
Yeah.
And I got like an oil and a butter, and I was just like, but I'm like, to sweeten this deal, can I get you a candle? It worked, man. It worked. She's like, yeah, okay, like let's try this one. She loves it. It's like the coffee house one. It's so good. It's so good. Ooh, are you doing like any kind of like coffee scents in the future? I'm just wondering. Like, I don't know if like Miami, Florida is big on coffee, or like.
Oh yeah.
If
Miami's
it's coffee,
I'm assuming.
If it's coffee, it's gonna be
on coffee.
The strongest coffee you have ever experienced. Like, so that's another one.
Espresso.
Amazing.
That's another one that I've also looked at from like way before we started the company. And I've got here at least 20 different coffee fragrance oils.
Scott, in Miami, they get these little tiny coffees, and it's like
Cuban coffee,
quadruple shot of caffeine in this tiny little. It's like lightning.
10 of those a day or so.
Yeah.
Because that's like because Miami is so close to Cuba, right? So you probably have a lot of like the Cuban coffee and like
every day, man. My parents are Cuban. My wife was born in Cuba. We visited Cuba, and I drink way too much Cuban cophie.
I feel like with Cubans, it's very much like it's coffee and cigars, and it's just like it doesn't even phase you guys. Like you're like it's my water.
So I'm wondering, like,
actually, I will likely drink a Cuban coffee tonight before I go to bed. It's just the way it is.
Wow.
I'd be up for like
slightest.
Man, I'd be up for at least a full week. Like,
man, no.
The best out of the year.
And go to sleep.
There's one thing I noticed is. I noticed that you're doing a lot of different places and like the different themes and everything, but are you thinking about going outside of places and then maybe making some scent profile names that are like, say for instance, like Mojito or,
right now I'm mostly looking to do places in and around here around Miami, right? So even if we have like a Mojito scent, I would try to theme that after still a place, right?
Yeah, true.
Right. There's so many cool places in Miami. The way I see it is like almost like when somebody comes to visit, right? If somebody's never heard of, say, Vizcaya, right? Which Vizcaya is like this insane beautiful mansion and gardens down here. It's like a historic mansion. Ooh. And I think anybody that comes here should go check it out. So I think it's cool to do like places, right? Because they have like, their bottle of beard oil. And then when they come visit, they're like, oh, I'm going to go check out this place that I, heard from on this beard oil.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that's going to continue to be the theme for sure.
Very cool.
Yep.
And you could still do that. Like you could do a mojito scent with mint and, and lime and white rum and still name it after something.
He's throwing out scent profiles.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna be like, he's gonna see that on a bottle. He's gonna be like, hey, that's 10% commission every bottle it's sold. I want that.
No. Honestly, me and Jordan, we throw around scent profiles all the time.
All day.
Oh,
you have to.
Like, yeah.
Don't catch any logos yet because this is still early on. But
yeah, we will. I will just throw out scent profiles and me and just talk about different stuff.
I've got two ones that Waltamus did. Hold up.
Old fashioned, you can do like old fashioned's got whiskey, sugar.
Yeah.
Orange garnish and a cherry garnish. So you got 4 scent profiles right there that might blend together well. So you could do different things,
Yeah. So Walt came up with the scents for these 2 bottles. Top notes of vanilla, sandalwood, bergamot, and pine needles in this one. And then
that honestly just reminds me of like a woodshed, like a woodshed or something. Like you just know it's gonna just hit you with pine.
Yeah, 100%.
Pine, man. That's the one scent that always gets me every single time. It always gets me because I'm just like, my goodness, it's the only thing I smell is that pine. But then it's weird because it always reminds me of like that tea tree oil that you would put on your chest, just like clear up your sinuses and stuff. Like that's like that the Artist man, the one that the Dan C did.
Yep.
His collab. I put that in. Yeah, I put that in today with like the Winter's Chill. Honestly, that stuff is just that. I honestly like that is probably that's gotta be like if I had to pick like top 5 beard oils, I'm definitely putting that up there
for
like,
sure.
That scent just immediately like opens up my sinuses. It is so amazing.
That's cool.
Well, it's kind of like I'm looking at the I think it's the Key West one, right? The Key West is the like that mango and coconut, like that hits my nose. I'm like,
man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you tried Bearded Toast yet, Scott?
I haven't, and
Scott.
I really want to try them. Like I really do. I actually, because it's funny, because Scott and I were talking, and we were like, I think it was him and Tyson that were doing like a live. So like, I don't know. Whenever I go on those lives and it's just 2 guys having a conversation and they're not really like no one's asking questions, I kid you not, I will go on Google and I will just like look up like icebreaker questions, right? And it's just like there's just a list, so I will just be throwing them in because I hate silence, right? Like there's just something about
I think like, Scott,
don't get me wrong, I like silence, but I cannot in a conversation if it's quiet. I feel awkward. I'm like, this conversation needs to stop. But like
dead air.
So I messaged him and I were talking just a while back, and I'm like, I gotta try some of their stuff. But again, it's that whole East Coast, like just everything else. I'm like, man, one day
coming. I think it gets here Monday.
Nice.
That's the one I haven't tried. I messed up the first time I ordered and didn't get it.
Like Dark and Stormy's great. Salty
I heard
Vibes
the Salty
is great.
Vibes one.
Oh, you have to get Salty Vibes. You have to.
There's another one that you might Jolly Old Fat Man's Oh Yeah. It's got an IPA and something else, and it smells. It doesn't smell like beer, but it's got IPA and like margarita or something like that.
Okay.
And it smells amazing. If you like those type of scents, then and of course you like Key West, so I'm sure you do. It's all like that kind of unique.
Key West is so good.
Unique kind of.
And that's the challenge for me, right? Is with keeping with the kind of Miami theme, I can't go out and do like a Winter's Chill kind of scent. Because it kind of doesn't make. We don't have that.
Bro, you don't get snow. If you get snow in Miami, I'm gonna be scared for everyone.
Yeah, we've got one season here. It's holy hell hot. That's all.
Yeah. It's like swamp butt hot.
Yeah.
But
I don't honestly, get it,
man. But you could do things like put like I said, like a mojito or like a tropical with a twist of mint, sprig of mint, things like that you could do to bring mint in. But I feel like, how do you even describe Christmas in Florida?
I don't. It's the same as any other time.
The
only thing is, when it hits like 60 degrees here, and for you guys, I'm sure that's like flip-flop weather, but
that's like summer.
I've got this beautiful thing on when it's anything under like 70 degrees. It's just not gonna.
What is that?
That's here like, and it's 60, and people will have on scarves, like full-on scarves.
When I was living in Muskoka, it got like after the winter, it got up to like 2 degrees Celsius, which is I don't know the conversion, but it was like just above freezing. But compared to what the weather had been, it was warm, and I was in a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah, no, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'd be coming out all bundled up like this.
Yeah, no, and then I was in the lake
because coat on.
Yeah, because like just after the ice melted, because we had like barriers on like certain sections of the lake to like keep people from going on them because they were thinner. So once the ice melted and those like just like sunk into the water, someone had to wade in and get them, and nobody else would do it. So I ended up being the one to do it, and it was like the lake had just unfrozen.
That's wild. Nope.
Oh man,
I'm used to it.
It's so funny. Like when I don't know, my wife and I were talking about this with a few other people, just about like where people live, right? And like I still can never get over it, guys. Like I don't know how you live in Florida, where like Miami, where it's like a hurricane is like always on the
knocking at my door. I've worked. That's my time of year actually, because I work in home insurance. So when cat events happen, I'm pulling 16-hour days and 20-hour days, and it's all hands on deck trying to deploy people to the disaster areas in order to adjust these claims and get these people back on the road to recovery. That's our whole job, is when a claim happens and a house gets destroyed, we have to try and bring them back to what they previously were as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's
That's
always
so cool,
knocking.
Man.
It's always knocking on our door. And right now it's the downtime, but when that time of year hits, when the hurricane season hits, it's a different story, and it's when it gets real, and then the heat. I'd like to see how you guys would handle the heat in Florida.
Oh my God.
In the middle of August.
I got the fair skin like ginger, right? Like I did landscaping for like summers, and like again, like our summers are never like you guys, like the heat. Right. But like I love it. Like I love getting out in the sun. It's so much fun. But like
I would love
to. I got my light on. I'm getting burnt over here, So I don't know how well I would.
Oh yeah.
When it gets triple digits.
Toasted here. Yep.
Like
I mean, red like this shirt. I just be like, hey guys.
I'll run out to my car and I'll turn on the air conditioning and I'll run back inside for a minute, and then and then I'll usually just wear like my undershirt. I won't wear my overshirt for work, and then I'll drive to wherever I need to be. And then as I'm walking into the building, I'll put on my dress shirt, because if I'm wearing my dress shirt in my car
outside here, no, that's insane, man.
You're gonna be walking out with pit stains. Like just bad.
Walk. You literally walk. You open the door and you're sweating. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, there's not so much like immediately where I live now, but like when I lived in Huntsville, like it was in Muskoka, it got pretty warm during the summer. But
what's warm?
Yeah. What's
good question? That's our winter here. What's warm?
It's kind of like if you want to look at a toaster, right? You guys are like on like the heat that's like it burns the toast.
I think it's like
you
38.
No, you guys.
Oh yeah, no, I've had times.
Toast.
Yeah, I've had times where like in Muskoka where it's been in the 30s during the summer, like July, like it gets stupid hot.
Here it's in the 30s at all times, like Celsius at all times. It's just it's wild.
But have you ever walked into a sauna or opened the door to a sauna when it's on?
Yeah,
at like
totally.
Gym?
Yeah.
That's
it's
what
amazing.
it's like when
it's
you
so
open
refreshing.
Yeah, you just get like punched in the face with the heat.
That's what it's like when you open the door to your front of your house when you walk out.
Yeah.
It's just like.
But yeah, so where Jordan and I are though, right? Too, it's funny because in Southern Ontario, like again, coming back to seasons in Canada, it's always so different, right? If you go out to like the East Coast, if you go out to like the East Coast, like anywhere like in the Maritimes, or if you go out to like BC, like again, it's always because you're so close to the ocean, right? There's a lot more of a breeze. But you get to like Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, like bro, it's hot there. Like there is no. And then you get into like Southern Ontario, and we just have like this weird, because all like the crosswinds and stuff. It's so humid, so it's gross. Like we don't. It's not like it's super hot. It's just you guys know it. Where it's like you said, like the sauna. It's exactly it. It just feels like you're walking into air water, and you're like,
no, it's horrible.
Oh, I feel gross.
Gross. My family makes fun of me all the time, but I will carry around a small towel, the sweat rag.
Fair.
You have to. You can't get through an entire day without that because you're gonna be sweating.
I have a bandana that I keep in my truck, and when I get in my truck, I'm like, trying to manage it.
On the day that I was proposing to my wife, we were eating at this restaurant, and like it was already a hot enough day. It was humid. Plus, on top of it, like you're making the biggest decision of your life at this point.
Yeah.
So like. It was terrifying already to begin with. So we're sitting in the restaurant. And I'm just sweating like profusely. Like she's like, "Are you okay? Like is something wrong?"
It's the heat. I'm not nervous. It's the heat.
But the napkins that they gave us were like basically like dish towels, right? So like I'm just like sweating, glasses makes it all the more like worse. And like I had actual like hair, like I had really long then, like. And like it was terrible. It was the worst experience of my life. Like just in heat and everything. You're like, oh, I hope she says yes, because this is not going so well. She did though. She did.
Yep.
That's awesome, man.
Oh man,
but it's hard. It's heat, man. I don't know. Like I don't know if I would choose. I like fall. Like
fall is the best season.
Fall is the best season to come and experience Canada.
Yeah,
and again, because it's just like you get to see like all the different trees. It's like if you guys have ever driven to like Kentucky, right? Like like when you go through like Kentucky, it's just like the fall season and everything else. Like you just see like all the different color leaves and stuff. Like it's like that, but just colder in Canada. And it's nice.
Yeah, I've been in Canada I think 4 times.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I mean. I did Toronto in like the fall, so it was awesome weather. It was perfect.
Yeah.
We did Quebec City in the winter, which was insanely cold.
Oh yeah,
super fun.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
Insane, man.
Yeah.
And then we did a cruise in Alaska, and we stopped in was it Victoria? I think it was Victoria.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And then we also drove. We drove from Seattle up to where was it? Jeez, I forget. We talked about it, Jordan, where that island under the bridge.
Oh,
jeez, what's it? Oh my God.
It's an island with a bridge.
It's like an island underneath.
Near Vancouver.
Yes, right near Vancouver.
Yeah. Was it Granville Island?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It's like a really nice place. It's like restaurants and stuff, and it's like under this giant bridge. And Jordan,
that's cool.
Like he's like gone up and down that bridge on a bike, which is insane.
Oh yeah. That was Granville Island, I think it was. Yep.
Well, cool.
Literally bike. My mom, because my mom's a little crazy and like into like fitness and like exercise. So we lived in BC for a little while, back in like 2009, 2010, and one day she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna bike to Granville Island." And it took us the entire day, like going there and back. It was.
Yeah, but did you have fun? Bad. Did you have fun? Like that's the main thing, right?
I had fun every time I went to Canada, but I did no biking whatsoever.
No, good call.
Yeah. Well, what about you? Have you ever been to Canada before or no?
I haven't. I went to Pennsylvania once to play lacrosse. I I don't know. I never really talked about this, but in high school I was really into like alternative sports. So I played rugby and I played lacrosse.
Cool. Nice.
And I went to Pennsylvania for a summer and went to Penn State and played for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. And then I came back down, and that's the farthest north I've been. Since then, it's been from Louisiana to Florida and then back to Louisiana. That is it, you know.
There you go.
I want to start traveling though, and eventually I will. I think it's just
man, you gotta come to the
greatest
place.
Food. Let me tell you, that poutine. Oh my god,
it's my favorite food.
Oh my god.
You know,
I didn't actually eat it until like the second trip, and the first time I had it was like an airport food, and it was still delicious. It was still delicious. So then the next time we went back, I'm like, okay, I got to get more.
Is that the fries with the cheese on it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's fries.
It sounds delicious.
Fries and cheese and gravy.
Yeah. See, that sounds like something we would have in New Orleans. You know, we love like.
I'm surprised there isn't such a thing.
Hoagies with the cheese on it, yeah.
Like, isn't like gumbo? Isn't that what what's gumbo?
Gumbo is a soup type of. It's got a roux, so it's a little bit thicker than soup. It's got okra, shrimp, chicken, andouille sausage, and it's got a lot of herbs and spices in it, and then it's poured over rice. But more of like, it's kind of like it's a thicker than a soup, but it's kind of on that same kind of scale.
Yeah. It's funny because like I never in my entire life ever ate like poutine. I hated it. Because I grew up playing hockey. And so the only time I ever saw it was at arenas. And I just thought it looked disgusting, like just revolting. Like, I'm like, who? And I had buddies who would eat it, and like the smell of it would just be like and you're like, no, man, I'm good.
I thought the same thing. They would
eat it before a game. They would eat it before a game. It was disgusting, like just so bad. But when my wife, like she like we went to the place that she was working at. She used to work at like a 5-diamond restaurant or hotel. And so anyways, we went there for like dinner, and it was totally nice because I think they paid for us. Like it was just fantastic. But like the so good. You're like $30 onion rings. You're like, yes, please. So, you know, like but the chef never like it was funny because
all the food
because the chef like came out and, like, you know, was just talking with us and stuff like that, and I was just like, this is actually kind of fancy. And my Emily's just like, yeah, like Scott's never tried poutine before, and he's just like looked at me and went, are you kidding me? And like he went back into the kitchen, and then he came out and made me a poutine, and I was just like, and I tried it, and it was like, I'm like, it was good, don't get me wrong, like it was like a truffle kind of poutine, like you can put like truffles and stuff in there, and I didn't mind it, but I was like, still at the same time, like I don't like it, like I'm not, I don't know what it is. I think it's gravy.
Man, I think gravy is what throws me off, like just all the food over, and New Orleans too. New Orleans is sucker for food. Man.
Yeah. I love every time I've been to the States, it's been either like Atlanta, well, like I've been to like New York, Chicago. I haven't been to Detroit yet, but like my wife and I have just said it like so many times, like, man, as soon as these borders open up and we're allowed to travel again, I'm going straight to Detroit grooming and being like, we're home.
Facts.
But I've been to Miami, except just in the airport, so that doesn't really count. So I don't think that's fair. Can't really experience the city if you're
from
only
the airport.
In the airport. I guess you can experience some culture there, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been to like Kentucky and then like Atlanta. Yeah. I'm trying to think like Kansas City, maybe. No, not Kansas City. I can't remember. But anyways, but like it's just like I've been to like the southern like side, right? And it's like I love the barbecue. Like barbecue is so oh my goodness.
Good ribs, man. Whew.
It's no joke. It's no joke. Like I always like there's a show, it was like Barbecue Master or something like that. It's on Netflix.
Those are cool.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, like every time I watch this show, it just makes me so hungry. You know, like barbecue is so delicious.
That's why I don't watch them. Because I just like want to eat.
No, you know? Have you guys seen Beard Swag? Beard Swag Barbecue? He's killing me with his posts, man. Oh my god.
Yeah,
those things in that smoker. I'm like, stop! I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love. I'm a sucker for barbecue and just a sucker for like that type of like cookouts. Yep. Another big thing in New Orleans was the crawfish boil. So we would do.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Someone would go and either get crab or shrimp or crawfish, and they would get pounds of it, and they get it in these giant blue nets, and they would get them by like 10, 15 pounds, and they get like 4 of them, and then they would boil them in these giant pots with like potatoes and garlic and corn and all this different stuff.
Drop them into a big old cooler.
Yeah, and then they would take them after they're done. After they're done, we would get those crappy foldable like brown tables with the folding legs that are just not very sturdy. You see them in places, and we'd put newspaper on top of those, and we would just pour all the crawfish, just pounds and pounds and pounds of crawfish on top of these tables, and we would just hang out. The family, my parents would be hanging out, and they'd all family be drinking beer, and we just hang out and eat, put garlic and corn and potatoes, and man, it's just you can't beat that, That's living.
Yeah, food is.
And I've heard that a lot about like the South, and like even like the times that I've been there, it's very like hospitable, like everyone just like it's very much on the family side of like. You're eating food like you're eating together, right? Like, and that's
get together.
That would be an experience. That would be an experience for sure.
Exactly. Like we get together, and it's the family getting together. We the reason is because we're eating food, but we're also spending time together. So it's kind of a twofer thing. But and then everybody's always so like we have a little thing called lanyap. So you might know it as like a baker's dozen where they give you 13 instead of 12. Well, they call it lanyap. So when you buy something, they give you a little lanyap. It's a little something extra, and it's just how it is. You don't get 12, you're going to get 13, and you pay for 12. They're always going to give you a little something extra,
I'm pretty pumped. They're opening up a New Orleans restaurant, like right by, you ever heard of Walk-Ons over there in New Orleans? It's like a sports bar.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
They're opening up one like right down the street. It's been taking like a year because of COVID. So I'm sitting here just like waiting every day passing by it. You open?
Dude, they opened up a Chick-fil-A. I'm telling you right now, like I love Chick-fil-A. It is so good. They opened a Chick-fil-A in Toronto, and I never went because like the lineup was just
it's always like
it's always packed.
Yeah,
it makes and like we had a Chick-fil-A, and it was always packed. They tore it down. They closed it, tore it down to make a bigger Chick-fil-A, and it's even more packed. And I'm like, it's worse than it was before it was too small. They made it bigger, and now it's even worse.
But have you guys seen what they're doing? There have people working remote from their house taking orders on iPads.
Wow.
It's insane. In the drive-thru. Like you'll drive through and there'll be somebody on a screen that's sitting in their house across the country taking your order. Like that's
that's wild. Oh,
that doesn't make any sense. What's the point? Like,
wait, you've seen those lines, right? I mean, those lines.
Oh man, I tell you, it's crazy. And then they used to stand outside, but then it would get so hot, and they're standing there in their white shirt and their black pants, and you're just like, "Welcome to Chick-fil-A. Can I take your order?" And sweat just pouring down their face, and you're like,
"Yep."
I'm like,
honestly.
Are you okay, sir? I think you're gonna faint from the heat,
For sure.
My favorite thing about visiting the States, like, it's just again, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, like again, like I can hear Walt's accent just a little bit, right? Like I didn't even know that you're from New Orleans until like you said it, and then I'm like, oh, I can hear it now. I like that. It's cool. But it's funny, right? Because like every time I go to the States, there's two things I love about the States. One is fast food. It's just like out of this world. Like you guys you totally destroy us when it comes to like eating.
We've
just let it be. Like just, you want to eat like 16 burgers? Go for it. $3. There you go.
There you go. Done.
Looking for 20,000 calories? $4.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah, exactly.
Like going to a
So
gas
good.
station. Going to a gas station, I have never seen in my entire life. I remember my wife and I were driving back from Chicago. And I walk into the car and I'm just like, man, I have never been to a place before where I've seen more snack food, more Mountain Dew, more smokes and chews than I've ever seen in my entire life, in one place. And I'm like, it was all under $10, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense. For instance, like McDonald's, you can get a 10-piece chicken McNugget for like $5, or you can get 2 6-piece chicken nuggets, and each chicken nugget for 6 pieces is like $2. So you can get $4, you can get 12 nuggets, or you can spend $5 and get 10 nuggets. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Marketing, man, marketing.
Yeah, you know?
It doesn't make any sense to me, but like that's the one thing I love. But my favorite story of going to the States was when we were driving through Kentucky, and it was me and my 2 buddies. We're going to a conference. And I'll never forget this because the girl, I think, could pick up on my accent, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't honestly think I have that strong of an accent. Like I think most people when they
I sense the accent.
You can hear it a little bit. That's fine because most people, I think, when they hear an accent from Canadian, they just obviously immediately put us over on the East Coast, right? Like just like it's just like someone's like a Newfie accent, and their accents are thick, right? Or like whatever, or like someone just always places us in Quebec. But I remember this girl, like, she just looked at me and she's like, "You're like, you ain't from here, eh?" And it's just like, I was like, "No." And she's like, "You want some ketchup with your chicken?" I'm like, "Yes, I do. Yes, I do." It was like the funniest moment ever because I've never been anywhere where people immediately picked up on your voice and like, "You're not from here." And you're like,
No,
you're right, I'm not.
Yeah, I've had, especially recently, like I've had a few Americans like pick up on, like assume that I'm from like somewhere in the U.S. and then they hear me start talking, and then they realize, oh yeah, that's Canada. Yeah, it's funny, but yeah, we're at over I think 2 hours and 15 minutes at this point, and then I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Walt and I have a stream.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys got other stuff to do. So I think we'll cut it off here.
My wife's with the kids. I'm good.
There you go. But yeah, we'll definitely. I
can't wait till March when she hears this and she's like, "What?"
You're never going and hanging out with your friend ever again.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
but yeah, we'll do a part 2 soon.
That'd be fun.
You have to. I love
this.
That.
Is a ton of fun.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Scott. It was really cool.
Yeah, seriously, Walt. It was so good to meet you.
Yeah, and Michael, I know you, man, but you know, it's awesome talking to you in person, and I look forward to when you come up here and maybe we can go grab some food with Dave and get some pizza.
Oh yeah. I'm always down for pizza, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
deep dish pizza, man. I had it. It was amazing. It was unreal.
There's this Italian restaurant not too far from Universal Studios that me and him were talking about. We're gonna go check it out. They got some good pizza and Italian food, so
it's
right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I had pizza like 3 hours ago for dinner, and now I want more pizza.
Yeah, maybe you could slam a slice down before the next live stream.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like doing this, and then like we got a little bit of in between time, and then it's back on live.
There you go.
It's great.
No, but Mike, seriously, dude, like I'm really happy that we actually got a chance to actually have like a real conversation.
Yeah,
like,
so much fun.
Like, honestly, man, it's been a lot of fun, and like even doing like the review for you is a lot of fun. Like just like I said, like my wife, like both of us were just like, this stuff smells so good. So and it's been working phenomenal in my beard. So I really like it. So
I love it. I can't wait to do a review for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
Yeah,
I just gotta get my Magic City swag. I gotta figure out something, and I gotta just.
Yep, I got mine.
Look at this guy.
Represent.
Flat bills on point.
Yep.
There you go.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Someday I'll get there.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, for everybody watching, check out Magic City below. Check out Walt. Check out Scott. All of the above. All links down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, back for more soon. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.